Hello, everybody, and welcome in to Waldorf, Maryland. The Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts hit the road for the final time of the regular season, where they look to take on the Southern Maryland Senators. South County Braves playing elsewhere in a doubleheader against the Gaithersburg Giants. But I'm Brian Alves, joined by Patrick Moran, where the Thunderbolts get their last road game of the season. We shall see if the Thunderbolts have enough juice to get a win here before they have a doubleheader tomorrow that might get potentially rained out. So whether or not this will be the last game of the regular season, we shall see. But we have an exciting one today. As I said, Patrick Moran, Brian Alves, Southern Maryland Senators, first in the South Division, taking on the Thunderbolts. And the final game of the season between these two. Senators off to a 3-0 start against the T-Bolts so far this summer, but the Thunderbolts once again have an opportunity to beat a team they haven't beaten 2 days in a row. Fell just short yesterday against Olney, but here we go. The first pitch coming up as we'll get those lineups ready as we settle in. But first off, leading off for the Thunderbolts will be Gabe Pegues. He's back in the lineup after getting a rest against Olney yesterday. And just a nice sign to see as the Thunderbolts have some familiar guys that were out for the last couple days that are back in the lineup. On the dish for the Senators, Brody Juntinen. And Juntinen throws his first pitch for a strike as we start this one at 5:05 p.m. here in Waldorf, Maryland. Thunderbolts batting first in the top of the first. Senators batting second, the home team. 0-1 count to Pegues. Pegues sees the second one go by him for strike number 2. Back-to-back off-speeds that land near the top of the zone.
Last time, the T-Bolts were here, they lost 7-6. I feel like it's been a while that since the T-Bolts were last year, but good to be back.
And swinging and missing for strike number 3 is Gabe Pegues. So first batter down in the Thunderbolts order. We'll give you the rest of the order as Trent Lopez walks in for his second pitch in this at-bat. It'll be Trent Lopez at the 2, Caleb Sturdivant at the 3, Sam Camacho Jr. once again at the 4 spot in the hole, Joey King at the 5, Connor Fricke in at the 6, and rounding out the order, Aiden Prell, Matthew Kim, and Kai Schmelzer at the 7, 8, 9. Thunderbolts already one out down with Caleb Sturdivant on deck. Trent Lopez getting his first opportunity. He swings and misses for strike 1. Flashback to the last time we were here in Waldorf, Maryland. Trent Lopez had 2 home runs, 1 grand slam, 1 solo homer. He himself, 5 RBIs. And a game that the Thunderbolts led 5-0 at one point, ended up losing 7-6. Second swing by Lopez is another strike. He goes fishing for one down on the bottom of the zone. Quickly 0-2, 5 straight strikes for Brody Juntinen, who's taking the mound today for the Southern Maryland Senators. Here's pitch number 3, and strike number 3, 6 strikes in a row. The foul tip goes into the catcher's mitt. 2 outs, 2 strikeouts, 6 total strikes, no balls to start us off here. Brody Juntinen backed up by his defense, haven't had to use it so far. Caleb Sturdivant stepping into the box. We'll give you the Senators' defense right now. Doing the catching is Zachary Anderson, who just caught that foul tip pitched by Brody Juntinen. Out in outfield, we have center fielder James Lehman. On his left is Jack Ewert, and on his right is Kai Lewin. As this first pitch goes in there to Caleb Sturdivant for a strike, another off-speed pitch. 7 pitches, 7 strikes.
On track for a, immaculate inning right now, which is pretty cool. See if he can actually get it.
And there's another strike. That one definitely hung towards the bottom of the zone, but gets called for a strike. And we'll give you the infield defense real quick for the Senators as well. Third base, Jackson Hayes. Shortstop, Chase Fulford. Second base, Cole Rahm. And there's strike 3 as 9 pitches, 9 strikes, 0 balls. And the Senators go 1-2-3. Brody Juntinen with possibly the best pitching outing this summer. 9 straight pitches, 9 straight strikes to surrender 0 runs, 0 hits, 0 contact made on the ball. And just like that, the Senators will be up to bat in just a moment. To round out that defensive order, as I was saying, it was third base Jackson Hayes, shortstop Chase Fulford, second base Cole Rahm, and first base playing Josh Tissaronis. So we'll be right back after a word from our sponsor for the Senators to get up for the first time at bat.
The Takoma Torch, founded in 2019, brings laughter and a sense of fun to residents in the Takoma Park and DMV area. The Takoma Torch features satirical articles about the region that those with a sense of humor can appreciate. Send a headline or idea their way to takomatorch@gmail.com and watch what they do with it. The Takoma Torch is on the web at takomatorch.com. Takoma Torch, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. Nando's Peri Peri Chicken on 924 Ellsworth Drive in Silver Spring is the best chicken in the world because it uses peri peri sauce. From chicken on the bone to wraps and sandwiches, along with salads and veggie options, Nando's is your choice for great food. Nando's Peri Peri Chicken on 924 Ellsworth Drive, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts.
So truly the best inning I've seen this season from a pitcher. The immaculate inning is completed by Brody Juntanen. But doing the pitching for the Thunderbolts now in the bottom of the first, Jacob Seek, who makes his appearance for the Thunderbolts. It feels like it's been forever since he's pitched. And he actually pitched this last game here in Waldorf, Maryland. Went a really strong outing, but eventually gave up a grand slam that the Senators got back into this game from. It looked like Brock Hunter was going to take him out, left him in for one more batter, and that batter ended up going yard in Bud Coombs. Bud Coombs not in the lineup today for the Senators. We'll give you the Senators lineup right now. 1 through 9 is Chase Fulford leading off, James Lehman at the 2. The Richmond Spider Cole Rom at the 3, Jackson Hayes doing cleanup at the 4. Catcher Zachary Anderson at the 5, Jack Ewert at the 6. Kai Lewin, who had plenty of defensive plays last time around in Silver Spring, at the 7. And finally, Ethan Adams DHing and Josh Saronis at the 9 at first base. So up steps Chase Fulford. The Senators, who are first in the South Division, are looking at the 3 seed right now in the playoffs. It looks like they have all but guaranteed that with a comfortable 2.5 games ahead of the South County Braves. First pitch is in there from Jacob Seek for a strike. We still have not seen a ball in this ball game. Still early, but 10 pitches in by both pitchers. 9 coming from the Southern Maryland Senator, Brody Juntanen.
Pretty impressive from Jacob Seek, and he's been able to match his counterpart, and the announcer Jinx doesn't take a day off.
Yeah, that would look good from Jacob Seek, but just missing for ball number 1. So lefty-righty, Seek to Fulford, the righty. And Fulford's going to swing at this one. He gets a good chop at it, but it'll be a far foul ball for strike number 2. And we'll give you the defense for the Thunderbolts. We'll start in center field with Gabriel Pegues, who makes his way back into the leader of the outfield role. To his right is Trent Lopez, and to his left, Joey King back out there in left field. Playing third base, Sam Camacho Jr. At short is Matthew Kim. Second base, Aiden Prell. As this one also swung on by Fulford, and Fricky makes a very nice play, reaching back and grabbing it right by him at first base. So perfect timing, as I was just about to say that he's playing first base today. He makes the play.
Well, that's a great introduction for Connor Fricky, and he had a play like that in D.C. against the Grays. I mean, he can play first base with the best of them, and I know that first base defense can kind of go unnoticed, but he has done a fantastic job holding it down over there. You know, that big frame of his can really cover a lot of ground, and he's got a lot of wingspan as well.
First pitch by Jacob Seek is low for ball 1 to the first lefty that we'll see from the Senators lineup in James Lehman. It'll be Lehman, Kai Lewin, and Josh Saronis that are the 3 lefties in this lineup. The rest of the 6 guys are righties. Swung on by Lehman and fouled behind him for strike number 1. 1-1 the count with 1 out. And like I said, rounding out that infield is Camacho. At third base, at shortstop, Matthew Kim. Second base, Aiden Prell. And first base, Connor Fricky, who made that play. Lefty matchup deals. Jacob Seek sits it in there for a strike. Caught the left-hand side of the zone. Lehman wasn't a fan.
Well, so pitch working away from him is pretty tough. He's not going to want to cover that outside part, especially left on left.
The 1-2 right down the middle for strike number 3 looking. Jacob Seek 2 outs down for number 22. The Chesapeake man making a first start in what seems like a lifetime. He's back out there today, and it looks like he's never left. 2 outs down.
No doubt about it. All 5 hitters that have come up so far have been retired, so we might be seeing a pitcher's duel.
First pitch looked good, but just missed for ball number 1. Cole Rahm, the Richmond Spider, steps in. That first pitch was a ball. So the 1-0 from Seek is dealt and catches the top of the strike zone for a strike. Just a lovely pitch from Jacob Seek, who's landing early just like his counterpart and Brody Juntunen.
Not as flashy as Juntunen, but still getting the job done.
And the off-speed curveball lands in there for a strike once again. So both pitchers dominating the zone. Juntunen went 9 for 9 with 3 strikeouts. Jacob Seek 1 strikeout, 1 pop out, and 1 strike away from another strikeout for out number 3. Here's the 1-2. It's in there for strike 3. Second back-to-back Ks for Jacob Seek, both backwards. Welcome back, Jacob Seek. He's only made 4 appearances so far this season, his 5th one coming today. But he's back like he never left, like I said. Still scoreless ball game. Early pitcher's duel. We will see if the bats for the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts start to heat up here on this lovely afternoon here in Waldorf, Maryland. We'll be right back from a word from our sponsors.
United Therapeutics in Silver Spring develops pharmaceuticals and technologies that help patients in need of organ transplantation. United Therapeutics is guided by the principles of always striving to do the right thing and relentlessly pushing to always do better. As a result, the company was included among America's best companies by Forbes magazine. United Therapeutics in Silver Spring is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. The Parkway Deli on 8317 Grubb Road in Silver Spring has been dishing up deli classics since 1963. The Parkway Deli is a family business, and their family loves to bring great food and service to yours. The Parkway Deli is open 7 days a week, 8:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays. The Parkway Deli on 8317 Grubb Road in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts.
So both pitchers in an absolute duel as of right now. It's been all pitching so far. 6 batters retired, 5 of them coming from strikeouts from both pitchers combined. And, you know, I would love to see a good pitcher's duel, but we'll see if the Thunderbolts can get the bats hot. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 in the Thunderbolts lineup. That being Sam Camacho Jr., Joey King, and Connor Fricke. And I think the goal in this at-bat is to at least see a couple of balls. All strikes so far from Brody Juntunen. And we shall see if things change. Still early in this ball game, top of the second. We're kicking it off now.
Well, they've seen nothing but strikes so far, so they should be ready to swing pretty much based on what they've seen.
And Brody Juntunen steps in for the first pitch at the top of the second. Sam Camacho Jr. gets the bat warm, and he drops it in there. And we, just like that, end that streak. A strike was thrown, but it was taken up the middle for a single. Sam Camacho Jr. breaks the spell from both teams. There's the first hit. And Brody Juntunen, really this season, has been arguably the best pitcher, one of the best pitchers in this Cal Ripken League. He's got a 2.7 ERA, 29 innings pitched, 7 appearances, a 4-1 record. He's retired plenty of batters this season with 26 Ks. Already 3 of them coming today to make 29. First pitch in there for a strike to Joey King.
Love that Sam Camacho's been hot as of late. He really needed it in the absence of his fellow Miami native Jonah Acosta.
And King will take a ball. There it is. There's the first ball of the outing for Brody Juntunen. It only took the second batter in the top of the second. Here's the 1-1. Swung on by King. Got plenty of contact on it, but it went foul. And Skip once again at third base being tested.
Well, the guys are always going to have fun with that in the dugout. Love to see the base coaches get involved. And certainly down the third baseline, you're going to get a lot of batted balls.
So 1-2 now. Camacho off at first base. King swings and misses. And he was fishing on the off speed from Juntunen, who just recorded his 4th strikeout in 5 batters. There's the first out.
He's been on an absolute roll. You got to love it. For the Southern Maryland Senators, Juntunen has been dominant.
First pitch swung on by Connor Fricke, but behind him for strike number 1. So Camacho was able to get a single to break the 3 strikeouts and 3 pitches roll that Juntunen was on, but he bounces back with 3 strikes and 4. So a little bit of progress there. Pitch to Fricke. He swings at this one. It's popped up, running over, but it's going to get out of here in foul territory, so no play made for strike number 2, back-to-back fouls.
Thank goodness it didn't come over our way and hit us. And Connor Fricke just had an article written about him. Great job by Sam Bersham, read it this morning, and it was interesting to see how he's had to adjust to a new environment as a Colorado native where the ball can really fly and offensive priorities are forward.
Well, there's another strike 3. 5 outs, 5 strikeouts. This one swinging. And Brody Juntunen is on a roll. Not only is he on a roll, but he's efficient as well. Every at-bat, 3 to 4 pitches at the most. He's got 5 strikeouts for his 5 outs. Now with 2 outs, Camacho's still on first base. Aiden Prell is going to step up for the first and only left-handed bat in the lineup today. That's strike number 1, because why not? Juntunen just rolling. And Aiden Prell trying to get a 2-out rally going with Camacho on first. Second pitch is well taken for a ball. Aiden Prell has been dealing plenty of walks recently. Had 3 the other night. He's seeing the ball well. He's making good contact. He's been a hard out to get. The 1-1 with 2 outs is dealt and swung on. This time Prell chases. And that off-speed curveball has got plenty of break on it, and it breaks all the way at the top to the bottom near the dirt, but has already drawn plenty of swings.
Just keeping these hitters guessing. And, of course, Aiden Prell getting a lot of run here down the stretch.
Prell looks that one off in the dirt. Learned his lesson from the last pitch. 2's all across. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Sam Camacho Jr. still leading off of first. He got a hit really early in this inning, but ever since it's been all Brody. That one once again in the dirt. He's really eyeing the bottom of the zone with the off speed. So 3-2. Longest at-bat so far by both teams. First full count. Here's the full count, 3-2. It's a ball. Aiden Prell once again with another walk. He's been climbing up in the OBP department all week as he gets on once again, and Camacho will finally move off first base to second base, bringing up Matthew Kim at the 8 spot to continue this inning.
Nice job done there by Prell. He's really been patient as of late, which you love to see out of a player of his archetype, just getting on base, similar to Matthew Kim.
Speaking of Matthew Kim, he puts a good hit in this baseball, driving back to left field, and it's gone off of the scoreboard. Brody Juntunen taken down from a Matthew Kim dagger off of the scoreboard, a 3-run shot. The Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts take the lead. Matty K is ice cold in this heat.
Oh my goodness, I absolutely love it. Matthew Kim. He was due for a swing like that throughout his 3 years here in Silver Spring, Tacoma, and he got it. What a shot from Matthew Kim. Probably the least likely guy to do that. And that's no disrespect to him. He is a great player in so many other areas. But for him to go yard and see the dugout get hype, you got to love it.
Well, Brody Juntinen's been throwing strikes all game, and Matthew Kim said, I'm ready to catch up to one. A 3-run shot from Matty K. He's got ice in the veins. First strike is in there to Kai Schmelzer. Just like that, the Thunderbolts at the 9th spot here in the second inning. It's 3-0.
Especially the way Juntinen's rolling right now. That was so impressive.
So the bases were cleared. No longer anybody on base, but for good reason. A 3-run shot from Matthew Kim. Good for his first home run as a Thunderbolt. 1-1 the count to Kai Schmelzer, who's also been seeing it really well recently. As that off-speed clips in the zone for strike number 2. Caught the left-hand side of the strike zone. And Kai Schmelzer, he's come such a long way this summer with the bat. The defense has always been there, but recently he's been dealing offensively as he swings through for a strike, and Brody Juntinen gets back on track with a strikeout, but the damage has been done early. It looked like it was going to be really tough to get any type of leverage against a guy like Juntinen at the mound, but just like that, the Thunderbolts, off of a Matty K 3-run homer, lead this one 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors on the Thunderbolts Baseball Network.
Silver Spring Jewelry is the Washington area's only complete jewelry store with a staff of 13 jewelry associates and 8 goldsmiths. Now in 3 locations in Takoma Park, White Oak, and Silver Spring. Family owned and operated since 1971, specializing in diamonds, custom engagement rings, repairs, engravings, and cash for gold. Go to silverspringjewelers.com for more information. Silver Spring Jewelry, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. SkyPoint Federal Credit Union. They make banking simple. SkyPoint believes banking should be easy to understand, personalized, and focused on making the community a better place. Whether opening your first account or planning for your future, SkyPoint has the financial tools to help you hit it out of the park. SkyPoint Federal Credit Union. They make banking simple. Visit SkyPoint's branch in Silver Spring. More at skypointfcu.com. Federally insured by NCUA and an equal housing lender.
Everybody, take a second and take a breath. This game has been a little hectic so far. It's been all pitching until Camacho decided to start things off with a nice single up the middle. 2 outs and 2 strikeouts later, it looked like he was back to normal. Iden Prell goes and walks off the first full count of the game. And then Matthew Kim hits a 3-run shot off the scoreboard here in North Point High School in Waldorf, Maryland. And it's a 3-0 ball game. Jacob Seek has to be pleased with the way that the Bats just did their thing. He went 1-2-3 in his first inning. Now he's going to face 4-5-6. And these Thunderbolts start off once again with the lead over the Senators, but it's something that they've done all year. The Thunderbolts still yet to have a win against the Senators. We saw it the other day. We saw it the last time we were here. It was a 5-0 ball game, 6-0 ball game actually, after Trent Lopez had homered twice. And they came back and won 7-6, so there's no comfortable lead here. But Jacob Seek, a guy that pitched in this stadium last time at North Point High School, looked really strong through the first 3 2/3 innings until he gave up that bomb in that grand slam 5-run inning. But he's back out there, had a really good start to the bottom of the first, and he's back out there for strike number 1. It'll be 4-5-6. Jackson Hayes took strike 1 just now. Second one swung on. It's going to go foul. Camacho was ready to make the play at third, but no play to be made as that one went to the left side of the white line.
I don't know what got into Matthew Kim today. He woke up on the right side of the bed. The routine was just feeling better, but in my 3 years now watching Matthew Kim, I don't think I ever could have predicted that swing. And my, oh my, that was just so cool to see.
Well, Matthew Kim, random test coming the next day tomorrow. Quick 0-2 count. Jacob Seek, the pitch, just misses. Well, misses by a decent margin on the right-hand side.
Well, Jacob Seek's rolling too. The confidence has to be up after the Earl Weaver, as Oriole fans would call it, from Matthew Kim.
Swung on by Hayes, and it gets over the head of Iden Prell. The Senators with a first lead-up single of their own. Jackson Hayes breaks the no-hitter spell for the Senators in the bottom of the second.
Well, go back to Jacob Seek. He's been one of the T-Bolt's better arms, and now he has got to step up even more since Christian Dre is done for the year due to a potential injury, and they're not going to risk it. So, Seek's got some good stuff, and all he needs to do right now is pound the zone.
Seek, like you said, one of the best pitchers on this order. He's only made 4 appearances this summer, his 5th one coming today. But in those appearances, he's got 21 strikeouts and only 14 2/3 innings pitched. Think about that for a second. That's 2 strikeouts every inning. Throwing back to first to Jackson Hayes, he's safe. So almost 2 strikeouts every inning from Jacob Seek, really elite stuff. We saw it earlier today, 2 backwards Ks to end the inning. So he's already on track. And that one misses low for ball number 2. Seek out of Chesapeake. He's looking to put a nice finish to his summer after missing a lot of time, as we said. And a strong start against Southern Maryland would do it. That one high for ball number 3. Zachary Anderson doing the catching today is at the 5 spot. And this is a Southern Maryland Senators team that is comfortably in the South first spot and will be a 3 seed in the playoffs. The Thunderbolts currently up 3-0 as there's the first strike taken all the way from catcher Zach Anderson. The 3-1 count from Seek. He looks back first base and deals. There's ball 4. Runners on first and second. First runner in scoring position for the Senators on second base is Jackson Hayes. Zach Anderson joining him on first. And at the 6th spot, Jack Ewert will come up. Kai Schmelzer are going to do a little bit of talk with Jacob Seek before he deals to the 6th man in the order.
Already trying to get out ahead of what could be a potential rally in response to Matthew Kim 3-run shot. Gotta love it out of Kai Schmelzer. Such a advanced catcher, wise beyond his years, knowing when to initiate a mound meeting and doing the right things behind the plate. It's great stuff from a rising freshman in college.
Seek deals high for ball number 1. He's now facing his 6th batter here. But this time, the inning not going to plan so far. Runners on first and second. Still no runs across, but still no outs as well. Here's the 1-0, high again for ball number 2, really trying to attack the top of the zone. Last at-bat, he went low and missed a couple of times. This time, opposite direction and same result. 2-0 with runners on first and second. Jack Ewert, the left fielder, sees another ball go by. Looked like it was almost called a strike, but laid off of it for ball number 3.
It's a little bit closer for Jacob Seek. As you mentioned, he's missing up a couple of times and was able to get that one in a more appropriate, zip code.
The 3-0 from Seek. Likely a comeback pitch, but he barely lands it at the bottom of the zone. Looked like it was a delayed call, but a strike nonetheless. There's the first strike. 3-1 the count. Thunderbolts with 2 hits to the Senators 1. A walk got Zach Anderson on base. Here's the 3-1. Looks good, but call the ball. Back-to-back walks from Jacob Seek. The bases are loaded with 0 outs. And that'll bring up Kai Lewin. Kai Lewin was one of the players of the game in Silver Spring just under a week ago. The previous game before only seems like forever ago because of the 2 games that got canceled in between. But Kai Lewin had one of the catches of the season out in right field made a diving catch to rob the Thunderbolts of a hit. Kai Schmelzer would have had a double, but Kai Lewin took matters into his own hands, and now he's back up once again. He's still playing in the outfield at right field. Hasn't been tested yet, but he's up to bat with a mound visit from Brock Hunter.
I believe that's Ryan Mariani going out there, one of the pitching coaches.
I always get confused. I always see the back of their head.
Yeah. To be fair, they're all pretty similar, and there are technically 3 pitching guys on the staff. You got Brock Hunter, who I know is the head coach, but serves as a pitching coach as well, and now he kind of has the luxury of having Ryan Mariani and Dean Wandell on the staff to, preach some of his principles as a pitching coach, as those two played for the T-Bolts under Hunter. So kind of like a Nick Saban coaching tree on a way smaller level, because Nick Saban is the GOAT of college football.
First pitch is in there to Kai Lewin for strike number 1. So it's been a while since Jacob Seek has faced a lefty. The second lefty of the lineup of 3 is back up to the plate, Jack Ewart, for his first time. 0-1 is the count. The bases are loaded. Another decent pitch from Seek, but a miss regardless on the left-hand side. 1-1 is the count. At this point now with a 3-0 lead, we'll see if Seek trades in a run for an out or potentially a double play. A force is at home base. Second pitch, once again, missing for a ball. 2-1. And Seek this time not too far away with these balls. The last 2 walks, he had a couple that weren't very competitive pitches, but this time getting back around the zone. 2-1 from Seek. Swung on. This one sent pretty deep into the outfield. Gabe Pegues tracking back. It's gone. A grand slam from the Senators, and just like that, they have the lead. Wow. Familiar territory for the Thunderbolts, as the last time they came here, they had a lead, and that lead evaporated with a grand slam. Bud Coombs last time, Jack Ewart this time. The lefty goes against the lefty, and Jacob Seek takes him yard for a grand slam into center field, the deepest part in this ballpark here at North Point High School, and the Senators lead 4-3.
That ball just kept traveling and traveling and traveling some more, ultimately getting out over kind of what is the batter's eye in center field, just out of the reach of Gabe Pegues. Kind of just muscled it out of there. What a swing by Jack Ewart.
That was Kai Lewin.
Oh,
which is even crazier, the lefty against the lefty.
Left on left, yeah.
How often do you see a left-on-left grand slam? Not often. So Seek is going to have to bounce back. He's facing off against Ethan Adams. First pitch was a strike. Second pitch is hit. It will not fall as it's caught in right field. There's the first out. 4 runs go by, but the Thunderbolts get their first out with Trent Lopez getting his first test in right field. So the Senators, they've gone through so much adversity against this Thunderbolts team all season. Mm-hmm. But every time they have, they bounce back, they stay strong, they stay competitive, and they somehow pull the game off. We saw it a couple of nights ago. There's another strike to the third lefty of the lineup, Josh Soronis. He's going to round out this order at the 9th spot. But yeah, the Senators 3-0 against the Thunderbolts on the season. The Bolts were so close to beating Olney last night, but gave up 4 runs in a tie ball game in the top of the 9th. Ended up losing that one 12-8. So they weren't able to say that they beat Olney in the regular season. Want to be able to say that they beat the Senators, the only other team they haven't beaten. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Seek back to his strikeout ways. Brock Hunter is going to come out there. It might be time for a change. It is.
Wow.
Jacob Seek, I believe, probably on a pitch count.
Must be.
But he records a strikeout in his last at-bat. Good to see from Seek, who gave up the grand slam, but was able to produce back-to-back outs after that. And unfortunately, his day is done, but just glad that he's able to pitch after he hasn't pitched since he pitched against Gaithersburg, and the time before that against the Senators a month ago. So his day is done. I believe the pitch count is something that we had to worry about. Only the bottom of the second here. But with his day being done, a new pitcher comes in for the Thunderbolts. And trying to see who's out there on the mound.
I believe it's John McGowan.
It is John McGowan. So John McGowan, a guy that had a really strong start the last time we saw him. Patrick, you interviewed him after a really strong 4 innings of scoreless baseball he pitched against the South County Braves.
He did. He went 4 scoreless, 1 hit, no runs. It was a fantastic outing for the right-hander. And the fact that he was able to follow up Christian Dre that way, kind of in an emergency spot, it was so unexpected. I don't even know if he was fully ready to come into the game. But either way, I mean, he did an absolute job. So he looked fantastic in that outing. I believe he has pitched since then, but on Jacob Seek, I mean, it was tough. I mean, a few pitches just missed for him. And, yeah, he has to be on some sort of pitch watch, whether that's innings or pitch counts. He's gotten up to 15 innings roughly now. So he might be done for the summer, given that he was only at 35 in this outing. So we shall see what it looks like moving forward. But I'm very intrigued by McGowan. He's got some very high upside. We know what's in the tank with this right-hander, so.
Yeah, he probably had one of the best performances that a Thunderbolts pitcher has had in a long outing of baseball. 4 innings in relief. And that was crucial because the Thunderbolts won that game against Metro South County 3-0. It was only their second shutout of the season. First one coming in that 20-0 win against the Aces, but not too often you shut a team out in the Cal Ripken League. He was a huge part of that, as that was a game that was picked up later. It was already 3 innings deep. And Jacob Seek. Christian Dre. Yes. He started that game and then picked it back up, but he did have a back issue early, so he came out a lot sooner than we thought. And McGowan really almost went the rest of the way, scoreless, passed the baton, and the Thunderbolts put together the first scoreless baseball game pitching in a long time. Since then, they haven't done it again, but McGowan back out on the mound. His first pitch is in there for a ball. So he comes in a similar spot, the bottom of the second, with 2 outs already gone. 4 runs went across because of the grand slam. But plenty of time left in this baseball game. This pitch in there by McGowan for another strike. There's the second strike. Or first strike, excuse me, 2-1.
Trying to get back in the count here for McGowan.
McGowan gets strike number 2 with a swing. He has to face the top of the order and Chase Fulford, as Josh Sharonis was the last batter Seek faced in the last batter in the order. Second time through in the bottom of the second. 2-2 count. 2 outs, no runners on base, and the sidearm deal from McGowan is fouled off, so Fulford stays alive.
I think what works in McGowan's favor is that he kind of got here late. He was, a mid-season addition to the T-Bolts pitching staff, so he's got more innings on his arm, you would assume. He's thrown less than 10.
This one put into play and through first and second base for a single. Chase Fulford keeps the inning alive. And the Senators aren't going down in the bottom of the second without a fight. Before they even recorded out, they put 4 runs on the scoreboard. 2 outs later, it looked like Thunderbolts were getting out of it. But there it is. A single to keep the inning going, and the Thunderbolts trying to just get out of it. McGowan going to have to face James Lehman to shut it down. Lehman 0 for 1, but one of the strongest hitters in this lineup.
So what makes the Senators one of the best teams in the Ripken League, that they can come back like this, and they were down 3-0 quick, but instead they have punched back with 4 of their own.
This pitch low for a ball. McGowan with that sidearm delivery. Pretty interesting delivery from a guy that can go as long as he does. And that time the delivery was in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. It caught the bottom left of the zone. And Chase Fulford is standing on first base. We'll see if he ends up going. And checking back on him as I say that, Chase Fulford's in there safe. It looked like he's really ready to go, so good check by McGowan.
Yeah, right on cue. They're aware of Chase Fulford. And McGowan and Calabrese kind of the sidewinders.
Well, there he goes. The throw is nice from Schmelzer, but the bounce throw isn't enough to get Chase Fulford, who took off immediately, and checking on him wasn't enough. You had to check on him again. And when we're checking on him now, he's on second base. Another runner in scoring position. This inning just keep going. We'll see if McGowan can hose it down. 2-1 is the count. Swung on and missed from James Lehman. Lehman has played multiple positions this summer. He played first base the first time these two teams played, but out there in center field now. So a guy that can play both first base and out the outfield is pretty interesting. You don't see that too often.
Especially center field and first base. Normally a first baseman goes to a corner.
And there's the first strikeout of the day for McGowan as he hoses down his first out. James Lehman swings and misses. The Thunderbolts' lead evaporates, but they have an opportunity to get back in it. 3-4 is the ballgame after a grand slam from Kai Lewin, the lefty-lefty grand slam, the very rare grand slam. Before we close this out, we've really seen a crazy baseball game. We saw an immaculate inning in the first inning from Brody Junton, and we saw a 3-run homer from Matthew Kim, a guy that hasn't homered in 3 years with the Thunderbolts, and then now a grand slam right after. And we shall see what more we have in store as we'll hit the top of the third in just a moment after word from our sponsors.
Well, it's been a wacky game. We've seen a lot, but a lot of players touching home, just like Ben Norkin of Ben Norkin Architecture at 7204 Trescott Avenue in Takoma Park, Maryland. He's going to help people turn their dreams into their new forever home. Whether it's a renovation, addition, or a new home, Ben will assist you in picking colors and finishes. He'll explain building codes, zoning requirements, and materials that stress energy efficiency. Ben Norkin of Ben Norkin Architecture at 7204 Trescott Avenue in Takoma Park, Maryland, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. The AFI Silver Theater and Cultural Center in downtown Silver Spring presents the best in American and world cinema. They show classic American mysteries from the black and white era, as well as the most modern digital content from around the world. The AFI Silver Theater also features filmmaker interviews, panel discussions, musical performances, and more. The AFI Silver Theater at 8633 Colesville Road in Silver Spring is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts.
Well, we're back. As we mentioned before we went to break, this has been a chaotic game of baseball so far, but a fun one. We're here in Waldorf, Maryland. Patrick Moran next to me. I'm Brian Alves. 4-3 as the Senators storm back into this game. Brody Juntonen. He had an immaculate inning, his first inning pitched. Second inning pitched, Camacho singles off of him. He walks Iden Prell. And then with 2 outs, Matthew Kim hits a home run off the scoreboard. So really just a wild game so far. But he's going to start off with the top of the order. Gabe Pegues back up. And this 1-2-3 looking for revenge. All three of them saw 3 strikes, no balls. And that was the end of the first inning. Gabe Pegues already seeing a ball at the top of the zone. We'll see how this round 2 goes in the order. 2 pitches, 2 balls. This one, the opposite of the first pitch, down in the dirt. And a lot of the strikes that were coming were off-speed pitches that were landing in the zone and then really breaking balls down in the dirt. Let's see if the hitters are able to adjust to it. Pegues trying to catch up to the tempo of the pitch. He fouls off that one for a strike. So it'll be 1-2-3 this inning. Gabriel Pegues, Trent Lopez, and Caleb Sturdivant all struck out. Now that they've started to time up the pitches, though, from Brady Juntonen, we'll see if any different result will come. Pegues swings at this one, and it gets through. A different result already. Gabe Pegues reaches base, and that's something that we say well often.
Feels like we say that every day. I mean, Gabe Pegues has not missed a beat. He missed a couple of games in the T-Bolts lineup. Kind of deal with some injuries, but it's great to have him back.
He got some much-needed rest, but he's back out there and much needed. The leadoff guy for the Bolts, doing what he does best, leading off, getting on base. Trent Lopez sees this one high for ball number 1. Trent Lopez is really the mayor of Waldorf. Last time they played in Waldorf, he had 2 home runs, a grand slam, and a solo shot as Gabe Pegues is checked on at first. He's safe. That was truly arguably the best individual performance from a hitter this summer. He struck out his first time up, but we shall see if he has a home run in him today. Here's the 1-0. High once again. So these Thunderbolts batters taking a lot more pitches and not falling for a lot of these pitches up in the zone and down in the zone. The disciplined method is working so far. Matthew Kim perhaps put out the blueprint for Brody Juntunen. Here's the pitch. Once again missing for a ball. Just over the top of the zone. 3-0 the count. Gabe Pegues was probably looking to steal, but with one more ball, he'll just end up on second base naturally. Here's the 3-0. That one catches the top of the zone for a strike. It looks like Trent Lopez was taking all the way. And Juntunen definitely has the ability to throw strikes. He's gotten a little bit away from it as Pegues once again checked on at first base.
Well, Trent pretty much single-handedly had all the RBIs in the last matchup here in Waldorf, so
yeah, 5 of 6.
You might as well call him the mayor of Waldorf.
Swung on and fouled behind. This count goes full. Gabe Pegues will take off on this pitch no matter what. Well, that's not necessarily true, but I'm going to call that shot right there.
Can take the chance.
And we'll see if Trent Lopez is going to have to protect or whether he'll head to first. Big 3-2 with 0 outs. Thunderbolts down 1. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and missed from Trent Lopez. There's the first out and a crucial one. As Juntunen gets back on the board. That's his 7th strikeout of the game.
That's crazy already. He hasn't even pitched 3 full innings. Almost all of his outs have been on strikeouts. We actually talked to Trent the last time we were here in Southern Maryland, and we asked why he wasn't playing, because he had a great opening day against the Bethesda Big Train, and he was at a wedding, so he was away from the team for a little bit, and then came back, had 2 homers. So we told him after the game, maybe you got to go to more weddings and then come back.
Caleb Sturdivant catches a piece of his first pitch for a foul ball. Yeah, Trent Lopez definitely has a small stint this summer, but in that stint still has, I believe, 4 home runs on the summer. So he's really putting in work with the power, but so far hasn't been able to catch up to the pitches from Juntunen. As there's a nice pitch from Juntunen for strike number 2 on Sturdivant. Just a breaking ball that caught the zone. Gabe Pegues still hasn't tried to steal second. We'll see if he ends up going. But quickly in an 0-2 with 1 out. Sam Camacho on deck. He singled his first time around. Sturdivant checks his swing. Sturdivant strikes out, but Gabe Pegues steals second as, there we go, he heads to second. Gets there safely. And Camacho has the opportunity to tie this baseball game with a swing.
Well, you called the Gabe Pegues going to second. That was just a hitter too late. I mean, Gabe Pegues can create runs on his own, and now we're going to get a little meeting from the umpires. I'm not sure what this is about.
We did see a check swing that Caleb Sturdivant, I think they called that he went around. Didn't look like the pitch landed in the zone. And they're going to call, I don't know what happened there, but Brock Hunter is going to come out. Apparently that's the 3rd out. I guess something happened on second base where Gabe, I don't know if he broke some type of rule or whether or not he was out at second. Looked like he was clearly in there, but whatever happened, that's the third out as these players are heading back for the next inning. We'll try to get an explanation. We can ask our guy Sam Bergstrom if he has any information.
Catcher's interference.
It was catcher's interference.
Oh.
Steal doesn't count. He's out.
Oh.
All right, so our
Wow.
guy Sam Bergstrom, our beat writer, says that it's a double play because of a catcher's interference, so the runner is out at second. What an unfortunate way to end the inning for the Thunderbolts as Camacho was up with the runner in scoring position, but
Yeah.
no one will be happier than Brady Junton, and the only problem is he could have gone for his 9th strikeout in 9 outs. He'll just have to settle with 8. We'll head to the bottom of the third in just a moment. Senators still lead this one 4-3. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
Koa Sports in Gaithersburg, Maryland, has committed to shaping kids' lives through sports. Koa Sports aims to develop each child to their full potential and as an athlete and as a person. They also help your student athlete in the classroom, on the playing field, and anywhere in between. Learn more about Koa Sports at koasports.org. Koa Sports is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. Parkview Capital believes your financial strategy should reflect more than the numbers. It should reflect you. As a trusted investment advisory firm, Parkview Capital partners with individuals and families to build and protect wealth. Parkview Capital personalizes strategies rooted in your values and long-term goals. Whether you're growing your portfolio or preserving a legacy, Parkview Capital crafts a clear, customized path to your financial future, one that evolves with you. Parkview Capital, a proud supporter of the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts.
So once again, McGowan back out on the mound. We'll quickly get ready for the bottom of the third. 4-3 Senators. And first pitch is swung on and missed. It's Cole Rahm at the 3 spot, leading us off. 3, 4, 5 is the order. Rahm, Hayes, and Anderson. Rahm 0 for 1. Hayes got on base, and Anderson also got on base. This one swung on near foul ball territory. Fricky going to have a chance at it, and he catches it for the first out right in front of his dugout. There's out number 1. Fricky once again with a solid play there at first base.
I'm telling you, man, first base defense matters, and we talked to him about it after the game in D.C. against the Grays, and he would endorse it. So takes a lot of pride in the glove work at that position, even though overall most other positions on the field are more difficult in theory, but
so good start from McGowan. He's already landed that strike to his next batter in Jackson Hayes. That one caught the middle of the zone. So Rahm popped out, and now Jackson Hayes fouls this one behind us for strike number 2. Scoreboard just went out here at North Point. Maybe it had something to do with Matthew Kim hitting the bottom of it on that 3-run home run.
that's what we call light tower power.
What? Did you call another home run? Yeah.
Scoreboard back on. And fighting to stay alive is Jackson Hayes. He fouls that one on right off of Kai Schmelzer's head. Luckily, of course, he's got that catcher's mask on.
That's why you wear a helmet.
Kai Schmelzer, a trooper. The youngest guy on this team. But he doesn't play like it. He's also a leader as an 18, 19-year-old. As that one just misses, well taken by the man from Yale, Jackson Hayes.
I wonder, how does it make you feel to see a catcher that is a rising freshman in college and you're a rising senior?
I'm
at
happy
VCU?
for him. I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
I don't know what I have to do with that, but that one just misses downstairs for a ball. The count goes even at 2-2.
I mean, does it just put anything in a perspective for you, or I guess that's what I was getting at?
I mean, what would that put in perspective? We're both in
How
college.
old you are compared to how young he is?
What? How about you ask Matthew Kim? He's my age too.
That one was hit foul. But I'm asking you the question, so.
I don't know what you're trying to get at, Patrick. That one fouled off for another foul-off appearance from Jackson Hayes. He's really stayed alive in this at-bat. Now the 6th pitch coming.
Apparently, he didn't pick up on what I was getting at, so it's okay.
Fouled off once again. I get what you're trying to say, but I believe you asked me that before one time too, and
Probably, yeah.
I mean it's really cool to see that a guy at such a young age is making such a big impact. And you know, I just happen to be older than him.
Yeah, I mean, it's all a testament to Kai Schmelzer and the caliber of player he is.
Swung on. Gabe Pagase steps a couple feet in and catches it for the second out. So Jackson Hayes extended that at bat as long as he could, but the Yale Bulldog goes down with Gabe Pagase putting him out. 2 outs down, 1 more to go in the bottom of the third. We had some hot bats from both teams. 7 combined runs in that second inning, but now a 0 provided in the top of the third and a 0 1 out away in the bottom. First pitch from McGowan is low for ball number 1 to Zach Anderson. Anderson was able to reach on a walk. It was 2 back-to-back walks and a hit from Jackson Hayes, his first time around, that started up the bases-loaded grand slam that Kai Lewin eventually sent into center field. This time around in the order, 2 outs already through, no one on base to Anderson. And on that home run, Gabe Pagase had a chance to try to rob it. It went right over him. It was tough to track down. There's no warning track back there, so he didn't really know how deep he was in the outfield, and that one just went right over him. Would have been a really tough ask from him anyway.
Got to have that old school feel for the wall.
The 2-1 from McGowan. Swung on from Anderson. This one might get over the head, and it does, of Joey King. He runs into the wall, and that one is gone. Joey King not able to rob his second home run of the season. Instead, it is a home run. Zach Anderson, the catcher, goes yard for the second home run given up this game. First a grand slam, the second a solo shot. It's 5-3 Southern Maryland.
Well, that one was rocketed out of here. Got out of here a lot quicker than the previous grand slam by Kai Lewin. Joey King did have a chance at it, but unfortunately just out of the reach.
Yeah, he slammed off of that fence. I hope he's okay. I know those things aren't fun to hit off of.
No.
And again, with no warning track back there, it's hard to really know how far you're ranging back. And that might play a part in robbing a home run. We know Joey King can do it. He had probably the defensive play of the season earlier. I wish I was able to see it. But I was described by you and Peter of how sick that was. Nick as well.
Well, you can find the clip on the YouTube channel. We did have a camera on that, so
I'll have to check it out.
it was very impressive. I wish I had a better call for it, but
I think because it fooled you, right? It looked like he was out.
no, it was I thought it was Sturdivant out and left, but Joey King came in as a replacement.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I called it as Caleb Sturdivant when it was Joey King.
2-1 to Jack Ewart. He walked his first time up. And with that one missing, a good amount outside. He's 1 pitch away from doing the same. As we always mention, the free walks is something that the Thunderbolts struggle with, and giving up those walks and hit by pitches is how a team like the Senators can get involved offensively. As there's another one. Inside for ball 4. A 5-pitch walk after a home run given up. And we just keep moving here. Jack Ewart reaches again. And the guy that started us off with a bang from the Senators side of things, Kai Lewin, is back up to bat with 1 home run and 4 RBIs added to his resume this summer. This time he's facing a righty in McGowan. He faced a lefty in Seek. I mentioned this before, but that's just insane.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting a grand slam off of a lefty as a left-handed batter. This time around, he gets a righty in McGowan. McGowan's going to check back on first. Safe at first is Jack Ewart.
Yeah, left on left with a wood bat in the Ripken League. It doesn't get more difficult than that most times, but Kyle Wynn said, "Hold my beer."
I hope he's of age. That one in there for a strike. Jack Ewert leading off at first base. Lewin at the 7th spot. And he puts another nice swing to the bat, but this one fouled out on the left-hand side near third base. So a 1-2 count. McGowan just one pitch away. Did give up that solo home run, but a solid outing so far. Can't let one swing of the bat define your performance.
Nope.
Taking off and getting there safely is Jack Ewert. I think Kai Schmelzer held that one thinking that that might have been strike 3. Strike 3 was not called, and Ewert gets in without a throw. It's the second stolen base from the Senators today. First one came from Chase Fulford, this one by Jack Ewert, and now he's in scoring position once again. Pitch is just low for a ball. McGowan still to Lewin. It's 3-2. Full count here. Big at bat for Lewin. Can't really do it any better than your last at bat, but still an opportunity with another RBI. Here's the 3-2, the sidearm deal. And Kai Lewin keeps up the great performance. He walks. First and second for the Senators here in the bottom of the third.
He's had a good day so far, keeping it rolling with the base on balls. Not to mention, he got himself into a full count, so those always feel good at the plate.
So McGowan struggling a little bit here. He's had good starts to the at-bats, but Lewin just fought his way back in. And now in the 8th spot, taking a strike, is Kai Lewin just up. Ethan Adams. Lewin's been so dominant today, he's still on my mind. Swung in, hit foul behind Kai Schmelzer. That's strike 2. So Ethan Adams, who's been doing some DHing tonight at the 8th spot, also played in that game earlier this week against the Thunderbolts. A very similar lineup. From that lineup to this one, Josh Saronis, who's hitting up next, was in that lineup, but almost everybody else was hitting earlier this week against the Thunderbolts in that win that they picked up. Scoring 2 runs in the top of the 9th to lead that one by 1 and win it. That one was 7-6 Senators. Just a heartbreaking loss for the Thunderbolts. Here's the 1-2. Has a good hack to it. Running over is Trent Lopez and Connor Fricke. Connor Fricke with another electric play at first base. He's made 3 plays where he's had to range over and catch it near foul ball territory. And he's 3 for 3 at that first base spot. The solo shot is given up. The catcher in Zach Anderson makes this one 5-3, but the Thunderbolts still within range. We'll head to the top of the 4th and see if they can chip back into it.
Dan Metcalf has long been a supporter of the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. Now he's at a new location, the Finn Family Group of Perennial Real Estate. If you want to find that perfect home in the perfect community, then the Finn Family Group is for you. The Finn Family Group believes in community, and they bring that sense of community when working with clients to find homes in the Silver Spring Tacoma Park area. Call them today at 301-450-6999. The Finn Family Group, a proud supporter of the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. Athletic House on 18952 Bonanza Way in Gaithersburg is a promotional product distributor making mugs, pens, and T-shirts for advisors. The Athletic House can supply your company with every possible promotional product from 3,000 suppliers. With so many ad specialties available, the Athletic House can help leave a lasting impression with your customers, and they will create long-lasting relationships with your clients. The Athletic House, a proud supporter of the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts.
What a game we've had so far, Patrick. I'm Brian Alves, joined by Patrick Moran. 5-3 Senators. We've seen an immaculate inning. I'll keep summarizing this because it just gets crazier and crazier.
Yeah.
We've seen an immaculate inning in the first inning by Brody Juntunen. And then we see a three-run shot by Matthew Kim, followed by a grand slam from the Senators to take the lead again. And then a solo shot from a catcher. The lefty-lefty was the reason that we had a grand slam, and then we saw a catcher go yard. Now we're back up. 5-3 is the lead for the Senators, and this Thunderbolts team has led against the Senators in the first 4 innings in every single matchup they played so far in the first 4 games. And an opportunity for the Thunderbolts to chase back against the Senators as they retake the lead every time. It's happening again tonight. We'll see if this outcome's different. Sam Camacho sees this one skip in for a ball.
Well, I know the 2 homers for the Southern Maryland Senators have been crushing, but you know, the T-Bolts are still only down by 2, so there's plenty of time left in this game for them to get those runs back.
First pitch to Camacho, or second pitch, excuse me, is a foul. We had a weird end to the inning last time out that the Thunderbolts were batting in that top of the third. Gabe Pegues stole second, but there was catcher's interference that was called, and he ended up being called out because of it. Camacho, who was going to step up to the plate, didn't get a chance. So he's back out now, and he fouls this one behind for strike number 2. 1-2 the count, and Camacho's really found his groove, as we've mentioned this last week or so. He's been making all-star plays defensively. He's been making all-star plays offensively.
Another T-Bolt to go yard. And that's a tough price to pay for Pegues on a catcher's interference call.
So there's strike 3. It catches the left-hand side of the zone. Tough call to Sam Camacho to deal another strikeout.
Yeah, I mean, Juntunen is absolutely dealing. He's just punching guys out left and right like it's just a hobby.
Just ridiculous stuff from Brady Juntunen. He didn't even get the opportunity to go 9 Ks for 9 outs because of the catcher's interference, but he's now 9 of 10. 9 strikeouts and just 3 1/3 innings.
Well, Brody does go to FAU, so, you know, mid-major arm in the American Conference, he's going to have that pedigree.
And quickly, Joey King in an 0-2 count. Brody Juntunen looking for that 10th strikeout. Not often you say that in this league. Here it is, swung on and fouled by Joey King to stay alive. You know, for a guy that has 9 strikeouts, to give up a 3-run homer is pretty crazy. But other than that, nobody else has reached base other than Gabe Pegues, who eventually went out to catcher's interference. So that's the only base paths he's had to worry about. The Thunderbolts just took advantage. And there's the 10th strikeout. Swing and a miss from Joey King. 10 strikeouts and 11 outs. Brody Juntunen is on a heater. I mean, the stats are going to be inflated after this, Patrick.
I'm amazed that he's given up 3. He got clipped by Matthew Kim. That is honestly the more impressive thing to me with the way he's going right now.
Connor Fricke sees his first pitch for a ball. Fricke, his first time out, was also a strikeout victim. Here's the second pitch. This one, the usual, it's a strike. 1-1 the count.
The usual. This is just the norm now. And he's only thrown 50 pitches. I mean, he is on a great pace given how many strikeouts he has.
And there's another off speed, catching the zone on the breaking ball. 1-2 the count. Fricke gets a piece of it, hits it to third. Senators will have to make a play, and they do. There's the third out, but it doesn't come from a strikeout. But 10 total strikeouts so far from Brody Juntunen. The Thunderbolts once again go scoreless and the Senators hold on to that 5-3 lead. They'll have a chance to add more on to it in the bottom of the fourth.
The Radial Tire Company on 9101 Brookville Road in Silver Spring specializes in balancing, repair, and installation of your car's tires. The Radial Tire Company has experienced technicians with a commitment to quality service, advanced equipment for balancing and installation, and comprehensive repair options. The Radial Tire Company on 9101 Brookville Road in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. Chuck Levin's Washington Music Center at 11151 Veers Mill Road in Wheaton, Maryland, has been serving Washington musicians since 1958. Chuck Levin's is family-run and is famous for instrument sales and its repair facilities for guitars, woodwinds, brass, strings, and electronics. Open Monday through Saturday from 10 to 6. Chuck Levin's Washington Music Center at 11151 Veers Mill Road in Wheaton, Maryland, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts.
Wow, I am just absolutely stunned still from the performance we've seen so far from Brody Juntunen. He gave up the 3-run shot. You'd think, that's the in for the Thunderbolts to keep going, to find a way to win this baseball game. But the Senators put the bats up to work, got 5 runs in 2 innings, 4 coming in that bottom of the second. And Brody Juntunen got right back to work. 10 strikeouts and 12 outs produced. The other out was the final out we just saw from third base to first, and then the other was a catcher's interference. So he didn't even get the opportunity to get that 11 strikeout. But McGowan is back out on the mound for his 3rd appearance in 3 innings, but only 2 1/3 pitched so far.
And again, so remarkable that the line's not going to look as good because of the 3-run homer. So he's been way more dominant than 4 innings, 3 runs would suggest.
Absolutely. He's only given up 3 hits. One of those just happened to be a single. A walk was produced right after, and then Matthew Kim just had a shot off the scoreboard. But if it weren't for that, we could be seeing potentially the best performance out of any pitcher in the Cal Ripken League so far this season. McGowan just misses in his second pitch to Josh Saronis. Saronis was a strikeout victim to Jacob Seek in what was Seek's last batter he faced before McGowan came in. So McGowan gets another strike in for strike 2. He's faced 8 batters. And after he finishes with Saronis, he'll get back up to where he started with Chase Fulford. The 1-2. Just misses.
Well,
Oof.
McGowan was ready to take his loop around the mound as Kai Schmelzer threw it around the horn.
Yeah, there's been a couple that has looked good from McGowan. Same for Seek. He just misses at the bottom of that zone, so we'll do a 2-2 count. Here it is.
Wow.
That also missing. I'm guessing that one was just off the left side of the strike zone.
I was going to say that had to be a little bit more outside.
Looked good in between the up and down vertical side, as you mentioned.
McGowan is just right there.
So here's the 3-2, and we'll see a walk. That is, wow. All right. So what started as a 1-2 count looked like 2 back-to-back great pitchers from McGowan. Both just missed the strike zone, and three balls later, that's a walk. Saronis does his job as a 9-hitter, gets on base for Chase Fulford, who is back up.
Well, short-term memory. Just flush it and move on.
This one, potential for a double play. Kim is just going to go for 1. He gets the 1. Both players were just running too fast to try to think about a double play. If you weren't going to get him at second, you also weren't going to get him at first. So Matthew Kim makes a smart play at short and gets 1 batter as Saronis heads to second on the fielder's choice.
Well, I know the home run was surprising for Matthew Kim, but the defense is no shocker to anyone that has spent decent time with Matthew Kim. I mean, he is so smooth up the middle, great instincts, and there's a reason he's getting a shot at short. because of how great of a defender at second he is.
So McGowan will check back on Saronis. Kim coming in to make sure he holds up at second. We'll see if he tries to take off for third. He's getting a pretty good lead. He holds for now as McGowan deals the first strike into the lefty. James Lehman up for his third time. He's 0 for 2 so far. As he slaps this one, Aiden Prell makes an uncomfortable catch to get it, but throws it over in time. Connor Fricky digs it down and catches it for out number 2. Aiden Prell to Fricky for out number 2.
Great job there again on the defensive side of things. Aiden Prell playing the tough hop, being able to scoop it and throw across his body. Really impressive.
Swung on and foul. It lands and hits an umbrella behind us. Hope everyone's okay.
Wow.
Looks like everyone's okay. All smiles behind us. But a scary situation as Cole Rom makes sure that fans are staying awake behind us. Luckily, everyone's okay. So 2 outs down. The Richmond Spider back at the plate. He's 0 for 2. And he sees another strike go by. Seemed like that pitch is right located to where the misses that he had were called balls, but that one called a strike. Again, we don't have the best vantage point, but 0-2 regardless. McGowan deals the 0-2, swung on by Rom. Aiden Prell gets it, throws it over. Fricky with an athletic dive for that catch. Makes it, keeps that foot on the bag, and there's out number 3. Connor Fricky is having a first base defensive masterclass so far. And the Thunderbolts will have a chance to get back into this game. A scoreless inning produced for the first time since the top of the first. Since the bottom of the first. So the Thunderbolts down 2 will have a chance in the top of the 5th to get back in it. We'll be right back after our sponsors.
Wild Bill Sports is all about travel, baseball, and fun. At Wild Bill Sports, travel baseball is the journey players take to develop skills, increase confidence, and grow with integrity, both on and off the field. Wild Bill Sports also promotes community engagement and giving back. Contact Wild Bill Sports at wildbillsports.com. Wild Bill Sports, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. Jay Hollinger's Waterman's Chop House at 8606 Colesville Road in Silver Spring serves up Chop House classics, fresh seafood, Chesapeake Bay oysters, a raw bar, and hyper-seasonal local produce. It has one of the best bars in downtown Silver Spring, serving craft cocktails, beer, and wine. Jay Hollinger's Waterman's Chop House at 8606 Colesville Road in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts.
So we're back. Aiden Prell is going to lead it off for the Thunderbolts. And still, a new mound. New guy
pitcher
on the mound.
Yep.
And I think everybody will be celebrating as they did get 3 runs by him on the Matthew Kim 3-run home run. Matthew Kim stays undefeated against Brody Juntanen with the 3-run shot. Aiden Prell and Matthew Kim, the only 2 guys that did not strike out against Brady Juntanen. Insane stuff. He finishes with 10 strikeouts in 12 batters, or 12 outs, excuse me. He does give up that 3-run shot, but other than that, nearly flawless. He had the immaculate inning in the first inning. But now a lefty comes to the mound for the Southern Maryland Senators.
It's going to be Tyler Van Dyke. Left-hander out of VMI.
Van Dyke, his first pitch is in there for a strike. The only other guy with the last name Van Dyke that I know is a center back that plays for Liverpool in the Premier League. One of the best center backs in history in the sport of soccer. Just played for Netherlands as the captain in the World Cup.
You don't know Dick Van Dyke? Come on.
Yeah, I guess, that's true.
That's another Van Dyke.
Swung on by Prell, made great contact to it, but it just goes over to the right-hand side of the first base bag before it gets to it.
Come on, everybody loves Mary Poppins.
That's true.
Yep.
So Iden in an 0-2 count. Here's the 0-2. And it's strike 3. Van Dyke picking up where Brody left off. Brody Juntanen passes the baton, and there's another strikeout. 11 strikeouts and 13 outs recorded.
It's just like you said. Haven't missed a beat going from Juntanen to Van Dyke. A little bit of a tougher matchup for Prell because he's lefty hitter. So that was ball 1 to Matthew Kim.
Matthew Kim, a guy that started everything off here tonight. A 3-run homer off the scoreboard. And what a moment that was for him. His first home run as a T-Bolt. And the 3 summers that he's played here, coming up on one of the last games he'll play in the regular season. Perfect time to do it. He's been a guy that has been loved and cherished here in Silver Spring.
Indeed.
Patrick has been here as long as he has, and he's just been a guy that has worked hard, has done all the dirty work, and is a team player that you love to be around.
Just a really good dude. I mean, he's kind of a quiet guy in a way. And, yeah, he just shows up, does all the right things. And you're absolutely right. When I really started tuning into the team, calling games, he arrived in Silver Spring. And he was immediately someone that I liked, you know, kind of as a glove first second baseman, bottom of the order. And he's really grown as a player and as a person.
So Kim sees a strike there. Matthew Kim with the potential of a legacy game here if he keeps adding on to that total. Here's the pitch. Low for another ball. He'll see a 3-1 count. He's just one pitch away from reaching base.
He's got to cherish all these moments because as a rising senior, it's the last time he's going to be able to play.
Matthew Kim reaches on a walk. A 3-run home run and a walk for Matty K. And the Thunderbolts have a base runner for the first time since Gabe Pagase.
Even our writer, Sam Bergstrom, wherever he is, he's always somewhere. But Sam said that if he was hosting a barbecue, Matthew Kim would be the first invite. So, big
High
honor
praise
for Matthew Kim, yeah.
Matthew Kim, a guy that's always going to get the pants and jersey dirty. We'll see if he wants to take off for second at some point. First pitch in there to Kai Schmelzer for a strike.
Well, we got the old generation in T-Bolts and now potentially the new generation in Kai Schmelzer.
Schmelzer gets a good hack at it. Tracing over to his right is Kai Lewin. He's not going to get to it as it goes foul out of play. A good hit to the ball for Kai Schmelzer, but he's now in an 0-2. And as I was saying the first time he was up, the remarkable progress he's made this season at the bat has been tremendous for such a young guy. And he said that he's been soaking in advice from all of the guys around him this summer, and it's really paid off.
Amen.
Great take in an 0-2 count, as that one just misses for a ball from Van Dyke.
So important at Kai Schmelzer's age to be a sponge. You know, he is not seen any college action, so for him to be absorbing information from older guys on this team is great.
He has to do a little bit of a turn of the shoulders to avoid that one from hitting him. As the second pitch, ball. 2-2 the count. He evens it up, 1 out. Matthew Kim sitting on first base. Van Dyke deals, and throwing back to first, Kim just gets back in time, a close play. If catcher Zach Anderson was any quicker dealing that one out, he would have been out.
Oh, yeah.
There was a huge leadoff from Kim. He scurried back for the 3-2. A full count to Kim. Excuse me, to Schmelzer. Kim once again diving back into first base. And Kim did reach on a walk previously before. We'll see if he walks his first two batters after that first out. Here's the 3-2. Popped out by Kai Schmelzer. We'll do it again.
And, of course, it's not a Matthew Kim day if he doesn't get the jersey dirty, as you mentioned. And on back-to-back pickoff attempts, diving head first, so appropriate that he has the pants dirty.
He takes off here, but it won't matter as Kai Schmelzer, with a great at-bat, gets to first base on the walk. One of the most important things to do as a young batter is to just see as many pitches as you can. He did that to perfection. Fouled off a couple on the full count, reached on the walk. Back-to-back walks, Van Dyke will get a call out from his catcher, Zach Anderson, and from pitching coach. And we'll see if he can face off against Gabe Pagase. First time seeing him, Pagase had to face off against really the pitcher of the hour, Brody Juntanen, his first two bats, but singled off of him his second time around. And a play that wasn't his fault because of the catcher's interference. He was called out stealing second base even though he got there. But he's back up now. He's got two runners on with one out. We'll see if damage is done. The Thunderbolts just down 2 runs.
It's a great matchup for Gabe Pagase. Right on left. He's got some runners on. I mean, T-Bolts are starting to cook a little bit.
So Van Dyke's first pitch to Gabe Pagase catches at the top of the zone for a strike. Van Dyke recorded his first out on a strikeout. And after that, back-to-back walks. That one was also in there for a strike. Gabe really disagreed with it. Made a really funny face. But nevertheless, he's in an 0-2 count. He's going to have to fight. Tyler Van Dyke, once again, another guy that hasn't made a debut yet in college. He's a rising freshman. He's had a really strong summer as Kim's taking off for third. He gets there in time as Gabe Pagase takes a ball outside. Matthew Kim really heads up awareness base running. Kai Schmelzer stayed at first as a little bit of a distraction. Kind of pump faked for second and head back for first. Kim got there easily.
Yeah, Schmelzer was kind of a decoy, and Matthew Kim really pushing the envelope as well. You love to see it. Matthew Kim is a scrappy player.
The 1-2 is fouled off from Gabe. Gabe Pagase has won a Hitter of the Week award. He's an all-star and a trusted guy on this roster, a shoe-in almost every day for this Thunderbolts lineup. He's been leading off ever since the month started in July and even a little bit before that in June. Here's the 1-2. Swung on by Pagase. This one might be deep enough for the sacrifice fly. Kim is going to send it. We'll see if the throw is in there. It trickles away, so Schmelzer is going to head to second. Kim scores on the sac fly from Gabe Pagase. And the Thunderbolts now just trail by 1 run, and Schmelzer was able to tag up because of the ball going over the head off the bounce to the catcher. And, you know, really just trickling your way back into the game. Now just 1 run behind and a runner on second base in Kai Schmelzer. Trent Lopez has an opportunity to tie it up. Or if Trent Lopez wants to do Trent Lopez things in Waldorf, Maryland.
Get one out of here.
The T-Bolts could be winning this game.
That's right. That's how you play Ripken League ball right there. Just moving some runners and playing small ball. I know it's not glamorous, but that's how things are done around here.
First pitch into Trent is a strike. He was not a fan of it.
I don't think I've ever seen a player in my time covering the T-Bolts where he's so good and he's just hasn't seen that much action.
Second pitch to Trent. He's swinging hard for strike 2. He was a strikeout victim his first 2 times up. He might share a similar fate here. He's going to have to protect the plate. 0 for 2 so far with the 2 strikeouts, but an opportunity to tie the game with just 1 swing. Van Dyke deals, and it's in there for strike number 3. All Trent could do was just look at it. And Van Dyke gives up 1 run on the sacrifice fly, but he gets 2 strikeouts out of 3 outs, picking up from where Brody left off. And we'll head to the bottom of the 5th in a 4-5 ball game. The Southern Maryland Senators still atop by 1 run.
Fetch Pet Care at 10111 Colesville Road, number 115 in Silver Spring is your premier in-home pet care service. From dog walks, cat care, overnight stays, pet sitting, and medication administration, Fetch Pet Care provides services tailored to meet your pet's individual needs. Fetch Pet Care at 10111 Colesville Road, number 115 in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. The Tacoma Torch, founded in 2019, brings laughter and a sense of fun to residents in Tacoma Park and the DMV. The Tacoma Torch features satirical articles about the region that those with a sense of humor can appreciate. Send a headline or idea their way to tacomatorch@gmail.com and watch what they do with it. The Tacoma Torch is on the web at tacomatorch.com. Tacoma Torch, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. Well, I believe we've got a new arm on the mound. John McGowan's day is done after 52 pitches. Did a nice job picking up for Jacob Seek, who wound up giving up the grand slam to Kai Lynn. And this will be Aiden Watts, the right-hander out of the University of Rochester. Native of Bethesda, Maryland. So some might say he is a traitor to the Bethesda Big Train. But he's getting a chance here in Silver Spring, Tacoma, or should I say North Point High School.
And McGowan did give up that solo shot, but other than that, he was pretty solid. And unfortunately, with Jacob Seek most likely being on that pitch count, he wasn't able to go too deep because of the restriction. So you already kind of knew you're going to have to use a lot of arms tonight. We'll see how those arms fare off.
And that's kind of just the nature of the beast when, you're coming down the stretch. Guys are going to be hitting those innings limits or pitch limits. However, their college coaches are, setting a benchmark for them. And at the same time, that allows Brock Hunter to get more creative with the pitching staff, knowing that he doesn't have to, think about a next game necessarily when there are only so many of them left. The last 2 will be played in a doubleheader tomorrow at Blair Baseball Stadium against the Bethesda Big Train. But for now, it's the last road game, and Aiden Watts, to start off his night, fires in a strike on a breaker. Pretty good day for John McGowan overall. 2 1/3, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. So that is popped up into right field, and Trent Lopez, after striking out, will make up for it in a nice catch.
Yeah, he caught that one right by his knee. He stayed on his feet. He stayed on his feet, but still was able to make the catch. That was a ridiculous catch from Trent Lopez. I thought that was going to drop for sure.
Very unique that, he's kind of seen even splits between both outfield spots, or both corner outfield spots. Next pitch from Watts misses outside, ball 1. The next man up is the catcher, I believe, for the Southern Maryland Senators, Zachary Anderson, and he'll take the next pitch in the dirt ball 2. Watts is a rising junior in college. He's completed his underclassmen years. The 2-0 is popped up. Gabe Pagase charging in. He will make the catch. Well done there by the T-Bolts All-Star for out number 2. And 2 quick outs for Aiden Watts. He's pitching a contact right now. It's a good way to be. He's got him on just 5 pitches.
I'm loving the PA here at North Point. They're doing a great job. I don't know if you guys could hear me laughing, but
Yeah.
that was awesome. The way he just called up Jack Ewart.
Yeah, Big Country. That's a heck of a nickname right there. A lot of good nicknames in this league, but Big Country, that's aura.
It's kind of like Mitch Robinson, former Knick that just won a championship that went to the Celtics. I think his nickname's also Big Country, I think.
Yeah. That could be the case. I feel like I've heard Big Country before, so.
Yeah, him and Silver Spring legend Josh Hart bonded over their country music with the Knicks, and Josh Hart was devastated when he signed with the Celtics because he lost his country buddy. And you know what he said? He said, well, you guys didn't want me back, so you're going to have to deal with it.
That's great. That's great stuff. Aiden Watts in an advantage count 1-2. He could get out of this inning with under 10 pitches, which would be huge. And he does. So a good announcer jinx there.
Yeah.
As he gets Jack Ewart to swing and miss, or should I say Big Country. And we'll head to the top of the 6th. T-Bolt still down by 1. It is 5-4 Southern Maryland Senators.
Nando Peri Peri Chicken. Nando's Peri Peri Chicken on 924 Ellsworth Drive in Silver Spring is the best chicken in the world because it uses peri peri sauce. From chicken on the bone to wraps and sandwiches, along with salads and veggie options, Nando's is your choice for great food. Nando's Peri Peri Chicken on 924 Ellsworth Drive in Silver Spring is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. United Therapeutics. United Therapeutics in Silver Spring develops pharmaceuticals and technologies that help patients in need of organ transplantation. United Therapeutics is guided by the principles of always striving to do the right thing and relentlessly pushing to always do better. As a result, the company was included among America's best companies by Forbes magazine. United Therapeutics in Silver Spring is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts.
So many wacky things have been going on today. We've had a Matthew Kim 3-run homer. We've had a grand slam left on left by Kaiwei Lin. We had an immaculate inning to start the game right out the gates. And so many other things, few and far between. But through it all, the T-Bolts are still down by 1. So they are in the home stretch of their regular season before they gear up for a play-in game. It has been all but decided at this point the T-Bolts are going to be the 8th seed. And the last time I checked, the 5 seed, who the 8 seed plays in their one playing game, would either be the Alexandria Aces or the Gaithersburg Giants.
Could even be Metro South County as well, as the Giants and Braves play each other twice today in a doubleheader. So if Metro South County loses both of those games, Gaithersburg could jump them for the 4 seed. But right now, that's also held down by Metro South County.
Only time will tell. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Caleb Sturdivant coming up to the plate now. 3-4-5 in the T-Bolts order. Will be followed by Sam Camacho and Joey King. First pitch to Sturdivant is in there for a strike. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get to see Sturdivant in the field, which is too bad because he is a Gold Glove caliber defender as he taps one over to first base. That is picked up, and both Van Dyke and Sturdivant making sure the other guy's okay. But a nice ground out to third. That was started by Josh Saronis, who is now manning first base.
Well, that was good to see that no one got hurt. I remember last time we were out here, Caleb Sturdivant picked up an injury on the base paths where he was running to second and just had a huge contact where both him and, I believe, the second baseman clobbered into each other, and that left Caleb Sturdivant out for about a 2 to 3 week period.
I believe both him and the second baseman that day came out of the game.
That's right.
So, yeah. First pitch to Sam Camacho was fouled away. Boy, oh boy, would we love to see him go yard again. And if he does, our writer Sam can't complain because you didn't call it. I know that you have had that target on your back by many of our staff members that you always call the homers, but I feel like I've called my fair share, because that is a strike taken by Camacho.
I think the guys who have gotten left out have been Peter and Sam. Those guys haven't called too many home runs.
So they're being petty, is what I'm hearing.
I haven't heard Peter say anything, but I know Sam's jealous.
Yeah. Peter's
Sam
a pro.
is not happy.
Yeah. Next pitch outside, just Camacho ball 1. Good take, as it's easy to expand the zone with 2 strikes.
Yeah, as soon as Matthew Kim hit that 3-run home run, he came over and said, "Did you call that?" And I was like, "Yep."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh my gosh, you always call it."
That one's hit foul by Camacho. Decently hit for a chopper into the ground beyond the third base bag. Keeps the count at 1-2. I mean, I know Peter's a pro, and he will, go about things the right way through and through, but Sam definitely seems to be jealous of you in particular. So
just to the home run calls, it's all fun banter.
Yeah. I get it though. Love calling home runs. As Camacho's now creeping his way back into the count 2-2.
Actually, we were talking about that 4 seed. Gaithersburg actually beat Metro South County 15-6 in that first game, so we'll see if they can eventually jump up to that 4 seed, or whether or not they'll stay at the 5.
2-2. Another one ripped foul. Almost a carbon copy of the previous foul ball.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
I genuinely couldn't tell the difference between those two. It's like we just went back in time.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, like you said, all jokes aside, Sam does a great job on. He's really done everything: social media, writing, and broadcasting. As Camacho gets a piece of it over to the right side of the field, little Bermuda triangle between the right fielder, first baseman, and second baseman. But ultimately, it is the Richmond Spider, Cole Vrahm, catching it in the web of the glove. If you see what I did there.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Well, the catch isn't nice, but the pun was nice. I think we need to specify that, yeah.
The catch was nice from a neutral standpoint.
Yeah.
But not from a Thunderbolts standpoint.
Yeah, it was good communication. I mean, obviously, those types of plays, a lot of things can go wrong. Joey King breaks the bat. Another grounder for Cole Rame. And he'll toss on to first. T-Bolts go down quietly against the VMI cadet Tyler Van Dyke. And we will head to the bottom of the 6th, where the Southern Maryland Senators still lead this game 5-4.
Parkway Deli. The Parkway Deli on 8317 Grubb Road in Silver Spring has been dishing up deli classics since 1963. The Parkway Deli is a family business, and their family loves to bring great food and service to yours. The Parkway Deli is open 7 days a week, 8:30 a.m. to 9 p.m., Monday through Friday, and 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. The Parkway Deli on 8317 Grubb Road in Silver Spring is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. Silver Spring Jewelers. Silver Spring Jewelry is the Washington area's only complete jewelry store with a staff of 13 jewelry associates with 8 goldsmiths. Now in 3 locations in Tacoma Park, White Oak, and Silver Spring. Family owned and operated since 1971, specializing in diamonds, custom engagement rings, repairs, engraving, and cash for gold. Go to silverspringjewelers.com for more information. Silver Spring Jewelry is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts.
Well, Aiden Watts is going to get his second inning of work in this game, as the T-Bolts currently trailing 5-4. Threw just 9 pitches in the previous inning, so he's going to have a little bit of a longer leash going out there. He's tossed 11 2/3 out of the bullpen in 8 appearances, 11 strikeouts to match it. He's also notched a save this summer, which is pretty cool. And now it'll be Kyle Wynn, the man of the hour for the Southern Maryland Senators, who hit the grand slam that has been the difference maker in this game. I mean, really igniting the Senators' offense. Kind of has to dodge out of the way of that pitch running inside near his leg for ball 1.
Well, he can't be stopped yet. He's got the home run and he's got the walk. Both coming extremely timely 4 RBIs in that one swing. The lefty-lefty bomb into dead center.
The 1-0 is upstairs and away ball 2.
I mean, as I mentioned, Gabe Pagay's had a chance at that ball in center field, but with no warning track and just tracking back, he didn't know where exactly it was going to be, and he just missed it. But all credit due to Lewin.
He will take the 2-0 for strike 1. And a pretty good spot from Watts, kind of in the inner half of the plate. And, I mean, with no warning track, you're glad that the outfielders are okay, because if you don't have a feel for where you're at in the outfield, it can be tough. As that is tapped over to Camacho at third. He has to charge in to make the play. He's kind of behind the mound, but the man at the hot corner took charge and fired on the first to put the win away for the first time today.
Well, I'll just say it again. This guy, Sam Camacho Jr., has been unbelievable defensively all season, but really this past week or two, he's been on a heater. Every play that goes to him at third base, he swallows it up. He's like a black hole over there at third base.
First pitch from Watts to the next hitter. And Ethan Adams, who's DHing today, is going to land for a strike. Nice breaking ball from the right-hander. Next offering is in the dirt. Nice pick by Schmelzer. Kind of bounced right around the plate. And it really feels like, guys like Aiden Prell and Sam Camacho are benefiting from, more playing time reps. And I know that it does stink that Acosta is no longer on the team, as that is drilled out to the right center gap. It is going to get down. Gabe Pagay picks it up in front of the Senators banner that is out there. And that's going to be a double for Ethan Adams.
Yeah, that was just perfectly hit right into the gap. And the Thunderbolts had a good job of relaying it back in, but it looked like Ethan took a little bit of a misstep as he was going to first base. He could have potentially maybe taken off to third. I think either way he wasn't going to make it there, but that definitely impacted his base running. He was still on second standing regardless, just because of how nice of a hit it was.
I mean, Ethan Adams is a big guy as well, 6'3", 223, so speed may not be the calling card, but he was able to get the double out of the way, and he's going to actually have a pinch runner. I believe I just saw Ben Rollison enter the game, native of Owego, New York. Goes to Oswego State. That's pretty fun to say.
Definitely. New to me, but fun.
Definitely. Now it'll be Josh Saronis at the plate. Aiden Watts, they're going to stick with him. First pitch misses just high for ball 1. Watts has only thrown 16 pitches up to this point, so he's kind of getting through hitters quickly. He winds with a 1-0, misses ball 2. So Saronis 0 for 1 today, looking to change that as the 9-hitting first baseman. Next pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 1, nice job there by Watts to get it by him. You don't want this lead to get any bigger for the Southern Maryland Senators if you're the T-Bolts. So they'll be looking to limit damage. So there is a runner on second, 1 out. Down 5-4 is Silver Spring Tacoma. Watts looked back the runner at second. Decent lead out there as the breaker lands for a strike. Ethan Adams, pinch runner Ben Rollison, already trying to create chaos in his own right.
Yeah, he got the luxury of already being at second base. Usually when you pinch run, you're at first. But I think he's still itching just to steal a base. If that's the only playing time he's going to get today, he wants to take a base.
You got to make the most of it. Watts is keeping an eye on him. Pitch missed up high, ball 3.
And with the lead he's taking off, even just now, I was surprised Kai Schmelzer, maybe just because it's more of a risk to throw back to second after a pitch, but, you know, they might have an opportunity to get him back at second if he tries it again.
Watts out of Walter Johnson High School, which makes sense given the area code in Bethesda. That one's going to miss just high, ball 4. So Josh Saronis able to reach base today. We'll have to wait and see what Brock Cutter wants to do. If you're trying to win the game, then, you know, you're going to have to be a little less lenient with the pitching. And a great walk-up song for Chase Fulford, Kenny Chesney, Summertime. And boy, does it feel like summertime right now. Nice and warm out. Yep.
That walk-up song's nice, but I think that PA announce for Chase Fulford was even cooler.
I didn't hear it.
Walking up, Chase Fulford. That's what it sounded like, give or take.
Fulford just took strike 1. And, yeah, the PA guy here has been doing a great job today, so shout out.
He's bringing the energy.
He is. You got to love it. That's what you need as a PA announcer. So, yeah, the vibes are, you know, definitely putting 2 feet up on the dashboard, if you know what I mean. Here in mid to late July. That one's popped up to Trent Lopez. He barely had a move. He's going to get all his momentum behind the throw.
My
and
goodness.
What a throw it was.
Relax, Trent Lopez. He didn't run. He didn't tag Trent. It's okay. What a dart.
I mean, he threw that thing on the fly, and Camacho had to back up at third. He was fairly deep in right field. And maybe a good decision by the man on second, Ben Rollison, to not move.
Yeah, maybe he's familiar with Trent Lopez because, you know, he had a very nice opportunity to tag up. But after Trent Lopez threw that, he would have had him dead to rights if he went.
No doubt about it. Trent Lopez, a really strong corner outfielder. And you're seeing it right there. Well, maybe you're not at home, but we're seeing it live here at the stadium. First pitch from Watts misses up high on James Lehman, who's getting the start in center today. He's 0 for 3. Another Wooford guy.
So many Wooford players in this league, huh?
Apparently, the Terriers keep barking. They've been barking in the Ripken League all summer,
like
especially for Southern Maryland.
That was nice, Patrick.
I know. I'm picking up on the puns game. Watts will make a soft toss over to Matthew Kim at second. No good on Rollison. Lehman's played a couple of different positions, whether that's in the outfield or at first. But today he is the captain of the outfield. Kind of has to move out of the way of ball 2. And Schmelzer's going to call a mound meeting. You have to think this is it for, or this would be the inning for Aiden Watts. Already thrown 25 pitches. Can't see the bullpen from here, but there's a good chance there's some activity going on.
Where's Trackman Grant when you need him?
Oh, yeah. He's on it back at home with the binoculars and seeing who's warming up way ahead of time, and he's always good about letting us know. So everything's better at Blair. The 2-0 from Watts. That pitch was better than the previous 2 as it is fired in there for strike 1.
Just need to produce 2 more just like it.
And then you get the strikeout and get out of the inning. Or get a ground ball with runners on first and second. Or whatever out really is serviceable.
Yeah, forced out at 3 different bases.
Oh, yeah. Sure, everybody knows that. That's going to be upstairs ball 3.
I think nothing's cooler in baseball when, you know, you're an infielder than, you know, picking up a ground ball and just stepping on the base at second or third. knowing that you have that force out. I don't know, something about it is just so cool to me.
It is pretty satisfying, not going to lie. The 3-1. Almost brought up by Schmelzer, but it's going to be ball 4. Now the T-Bolts are really walking a tightrope in this spot. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And Aiden Watts is going to have to be really careful here against Cole Rame. He is 0 for 3 today, but he's been a key cog in the lineup for the Southern Maryland Senators. So everything is on the line. First pitch is blocked by Schmelzer in the dirt. Ball 1, well done by the backstop.
Yeah, Cole Ram certainly had his way just 4 nights ago when the Southern Maryland Senators won that game 7-6. He picked up 4 RBIs in a 2 for 5 performance, also scored once himself.
Cole Ram with the hands up high. That's going to be popped up. Connor Fricke giving it a look. And he's got a play, and he makes it. A huge escape act by Aiden Watts. Things got risky there, but he'll maintain the score where it is at and keep this T-Bolts offense in the ball game. We'll go to the top of the 7th here in Southern Maryland, where the Senators lead the T-Bolts 5-4.
Sky Point Federal Credit Union. Sky Point Federal Credit Union, they make banking simple. Sky Point believes banking should be easy to understand, personalized, and focused on making the community a better place. Whether you're opening your first account or planning for your future, Sky Point has the financial tools to help you hit it out of the park. Maybe like Matthew Kim. Sky Point Federal Credit Union, they make banking simple. Visit Sky Point's branch in Silver Spring, more at skypointfcu.com. Federally insured by NCUA and an equal housing lender. Ben Norkin Architecture. Ben Norkin of Ben Norkin Architecture at 7204 Trescott Avenue in Tacoma Park, Maryland, helps people turn their dreams into their new forever home. Whether it's a renovation, addition, or a new home, Ben will assist you in picking colors and finishes. He'll explain building codes, zoning requirements, and materials that stress energy efficiency. Ben Norkin of Ben Norkin Architecture at 7204 Trescott Ave in Tacoma Park, Maryland, is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts.
New arm for Southern Maryland is going to be the right-hander Dawson Weatherald. And Tyler Van Dyke's day is done. He did a great job in this game. The VMI Keydette with a key performance. And Weatherald will take over. Weatherald, the right-hander out of Mount Aloysius College, as a native of Newburgh, Maryland. Currently a rising senior, 6 foot 160 on him, and we're going to get a chance to hear from, I don't even know what to call you anymore, Sam. I mean, you've done so many things, but we have Sam Bergstrom joining the broadcast.
Call me the plumber because I'm just the utility man. You know, I do a little bit of everything.
I like that. 11 appearances for Weatherald. He's gone 14 2/3. Punched out 5 and notched 2 saves under his belt. First man up, Connor Fricke. He will drill it out to left field. Let's see if it has enough carry. It does not. He just missed that pitch. And for the Senators, it is 1 pitch, 1 out.
Well, you know, Patrick, I just had a chance to talk with Fricke the other week about growing up playing baseball in Colorado. He said, you know, you see the pitches a lot differently, and certainly there's a lot more pop back home because of the thin air. And I'm sure if he was playing in the Centennial State, that one would have flown out of here. But unfortunately, it just dies at the track.
I mentioned your feature article earlier on Fricke and Wade Hartrick. Got a chance to read it today. It was a great piece. First pitch to Iden Pro. Outside ball 1 on the lefty hitter.
Definitely both great guys, for sure, to have in this team.
If you have a chance, go check it out on tbolts.org or the T-Bolts Substack, or even Sam's personal Substack, as Pro gets up on the count 2-1. many different ways to find it. And if you have the time, please do. Prell is now way up in the count, 3-0, and who knows what could happen if he gets on. Guy with some speed. That would be advantageous in this spot. He is going to take strike one, though. Does not have the green light. I believe this is your first time on the air since DC at Talbot Field, where
Yes, I
we
believe it
split
is.
the game. So,
Well, I did make a short appearance against the Braves. That was only for a couple batters, however.
got you.
That was when Brian was
That's
making
right.
fun of my name.
That is right. I remember that. Prell foul tipped it off over to the Senators' dugout. Count has now gone full, and he will take ball 4. So a good at-bat by Aiden Prell as he reaches first base for a man with newfound pop in his bat, Matthew Kim.
Yeah, this guy has just shown 5-tool ability today, Patrick. I mean, hitting the 3-run home run off a guy who was just magical today in Brody Juntanen, who had the 11 strikeouts, and then was able to hustle home off the Begay sac fly.
That's going to be popped up by Matthew Kim. He was going for his second homer, but instead Jack Ewart in left field will make the play. Aiden Prell stays where he is. And quickly out number 2 for the number 9 hitter, Kai Schmelzer, who we've talked about a lot recently and just the maturity that he has as a rising freshman at Gulf Coast State.
Yeah, he's another guy I was able to speak to yesterday, actually. And, you know, I asked him about just the leadership role he's taken over. And he said coming in, he didn't know what to expect as he gets plunked in the arm there.
Kai Schmelzer's going to wear it.
Didn't really know what to expect, but was definitely a more vocal guy in high school. And the coaches will tell you that this guy, Kai, was not very vocal coming into this summer. But over time, he has certainly progressed into a guy that holds all of his teammates accountable. And that's certainly a guy that this Thunderbolts team needs. And that every team needs, quite frankly.
Lineup turns over for Gabe Pagase. I think it would most likely drive a run in as the All-Star takes strike one. We got to see Gabe at the All-Star game between the Ripken League and the Valley League. So not North versus South, and Gabe really stood out. Both him and Christian Dre, who were there representing the Bolts. And next pitch is down low near the shoe tops of Gabe for ball 1. It was really cool watching him do his thing. He kind of just showed you the type of player he is in only 2 at-bats. As now he gets ahead in the count 2-1.
Gabe, just such a humble guy. It seems like every time you talk to him, he just seems so thankful for the opportunity to play here in Silver Spring this summer.
Yeah, for sure. He's a great guy, and that is a great swing. You could hear it off the bat, and that is going to be dropped in left field by Jack Ewart. Gabe Pagase's high school teammate Aiden Prell will score, and we got a brand new ball game, folks, here in Southern Maryland.
Yeah, coming off the bat, there's a bit of a question as to whether that was going to be a catch in left field by Ewart or if it was going to skip by. Thankfully, he was able to rope around the left fielder. And Pagase doing what Pagase does, getting on base by any means necessary.
That ball was just hit incredibly hard by the center fielder, and now runners on second and third. It is a 5-5 game. First pitch to Trent Lopez is fouled off. Now we're going to call it an error on the left fielder. Trent Lopez quickly down in the count 0-2.
Yeah, tough viewpoint from here, but perhaps it did bounce off the glove there.
And they're going to punch out Trent Lopez. So out number 3 on 3 pitches. But the damage has been done by the Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. And they are back in this one tied up at 5.
Ben Norkin of Ben Norkin Architecture at 7204 Truscott Avenue in Tacoma Park, Maryland, helps people turn their dreams into their new forever home. Whether it's a renovation, addition, or a new home, Ben will assist you in picking colors and finishes. He'll explain building codes, zoning requirements, and materials that stress energy efficiency. Ben Norkin of Ben Norkin Architecture at 7204 Truscott Ave in Tacoma Park, Maryland. A proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. AFI Silver Spring. The AFI Silver Theater and Cultural Center in downtown Silver Spring presents the best in American and world cinema. They show classic American mysteries from black and white era, as well as the most modern digital content from around the world. The AFI Silver Theater also features filmmaker interviews, panel discussions, musical performances, and more. The AFI Silver Theater at 8633 Colesville Road in Silver Spring is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts.
A new arm on the mound for Silver Spring Tacoma. It is none other than Matthew Calabrese. And Sam, perfect time to have you on. You were channeling your inner Jeff Passan when you broke that Calabrese has committed a rider. Put it in our staff group chat, and that was the news to me. I saw your text before I saw his own announcement. So the newest rider Bronco is now on the mound.
I was more proud that I broke the news of Josh Hurd heading to Clarion, actually, because I got that directly from Josh. I did not get that from Instagram, but nonetheless was still proud to break both news of the two former Frederick Community College teammates making big steps in their career.
Well, I don't think Josh and Calabrese overlapped, unfortunately.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Calabrese got there the year Josh Hurd was not there, so. But you didn't have to say that you were disappointed to break the Calabrese news, considering he was at DeMatha for 3 years. So I don't appreciate that aspect. But either way, you are doing everything, and that's going to be a fair ball. Got past the glove of Connor Fricke, very uncharacteristic of the first baseman, as that was Jackson Hayes reaching base in the cleanup spot.
And I absolutely love the energy that the public address announcer is bringing tonight in Waldorf. I mean, it's definitely a hot night, but this guy is just in a great mood. Bringing the energy. Gotta love it.
Brian mentioned that as well, so it's definitely cool to hear the away, PA announcers as Zachary Anderson takes strike one from Calabrese.
Question is he better than the one over in Metro SoCo? That guy brings a ton of energy as well.
Well, that's up to you to decide. Next pitch outside ball one from Calabrese. Makes sense that he's in this game, kind of covering multiple innings. He's been known best as a multi-inning reliever.
I think you can make the argument that Calabrese has been one of the most efficient pitchers on this team since he came in around the beginning of June.
Next pitch in there for strike two. Feels like he's pretty similar to John McGowan in the sense that both of them kind of throw from a side arm slot. But Calabrese, to this point, has produced some better results. And he got here late because Frederick Community College was competing in the JUCO World Series. That's going to be hit through the left side for a base hit. There was not enough time for Matthew Kim to recover. He was kind of shaded closer towards second. And just like that, the Southern Maryland Senators, it feels like whenever the opponent scores for them, they're going to respond right back. So, Calabrese dealing with runners on first and second, nobody out. This game tied 5 apiece. And now, the famous big country Jack Ewert. That is tapped foul.
Definitely agree with you there, Patrick. These two teams always provide a thrilling back and forth affair, whether it be here in Waldorf or back home in Silver Spring, and just always keeps the fans on their toes, which can be both a blessing and a curse. Let's just say that.
It's a blessing if your team wins. It's a curse if your team loses. Fricky is playing really far in. He was creeping up equal towards the mound. And instead, Calabrese turned back to second, checking in on the base runner. Jackson Hayes out there. Aiden Watts' final line, 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, and 2 walks, 1 K. Square to butt again, that's going to be foul. And just like that, the bunt opportunity will be taken away. So Jack Ewart has really pigeonholed himself here in this spot against Matthew Calabrese.
Fricky keeps creeping up like the itsy bitsy spider.
That's going to be popped up foul. Not a strikeout, though, thankfully for the Southern Maryland Senators' sake. Yeah, Fricky is still watching the bunt attempt, and if Ewart has the confidence he can get it down, I understand, but there's a lot of risk. If it goes foul or you commit to the bunt, you're going to be out. So the odds are not in his favor as that is looped over the head of Connor Fricky, foul.
You see that time, Fricky not playing up, no longer is assuming that he'll lay down the bunt.
Well, he's still creeping in a little bit, just not as far as he once was. So he's still conscious of it, but obviously now knowing that it's probably not going to happen because it would have already happened by now. The 0-2 again is foul. That is 5 straight pitches out of play. Calabrese and Ewart hanging in this battle. Who will have the last laugh? Only time will tell. The 0-2 again. This time it's hitting fair ground into right center field, and it falls.
Bags are juiced.
Jackson Hayes kind of had a late jump to third, not knowing if it was going to fall in or not, so the bases will be loaded. It's about as dangerous as it gets, especially with nobody out. And Kai Lewin, the man who already has a grand slam, has the stage set for another.
Yeah, you got a couple Kais there at the dish with Schmelzer catching and Lewin at bat.
Kai on Kai. We had this matchup the other day. First pitch from Calabrese lands for a strike. You got to love the confidence still.
And you know what's crazy is I believe Lewin hit a – no, I believe it was Schmelzer who hit a fly out to Lewin who made the sliding catch in right field at Blair the other day. So that was a cool moment.
Kai on Kai. Pro playing in. Didn't get a good grab on it. The runner will be out. So the infielder's in pays off. And Jackson Hayes kind of looking for an explanation. He's going to have to pick up the bat, though, and go back to the dugout. No video replay reviews here in the Ripken League, so.
Yeah, really a bang-bang play there between Hayes and Schmelzer at home plate. It looked like Pro hesitated there on the throw, was maybe second-guessing if it would get there in time, but thankfully he did end up heaving it over to home.
That is a bunt laid down. Calabrese will pick it up, tosses it on home, and they're going to get no double play. And the T-Bolts let their guard down. They got one out at the plate, but the throw from Schmelzer was not on a line to Connor Fricky.
Are they saying that Fricky was not on the bag?
That's what I saw. If I'm going to be honest, Connor Fricky was not on the base.
Okay.
Brock Hunter is still looking for an explanation. I thought the throw was a little bit wide. And Connor Fricky, despite his long wingspan, still came off the base. And the umpires are going to converse.
That would make sense because the throw definitely beat him by a mile.
Yeah.
Just all came down to if the foot was on the bag, which the umps say it wasn't.
Our guy Brian Alves is saying the foot came off, but it got back on in time. So this would be a huge overturn if it happens. You got to be able to sell it if you are, a manager in the Ripken League, and Brock Hunter not able to sell it enough. Calabrese thought he had gotten out of the inning, but he was ready to high-five the dugout after escaping a bases-loaded no-out jam. But instead, he's going to have to stay out there. Runners on first and third.
I mean, nonetheless, it was a beautiful play by Calabrese, hustling over to the squibber and scooping it over to Schmelzer at home for the force.
And they got the bunt down. And Calabrese made a great play. It was just unfortunately victim of circumstance. And it looks like Ben Rollison, who beat the throw, will come out of this game. And he already came in as a substitution. So the Senators dipping into their bench even more as that is popped up. And a catch is made by Joey King. So Calabrese escapes the jam only one pitch later, but not before he relinquishes the lead to the Southern Maryland Senators. This game is now 6-5 as we go to the top of the 8th.
Koa Sports in Gaithersburg, Maryland is committed to shaping kids' lives through sports. Koa Sports aims to develop each child to their full potential as an athlete and as a person. They also help your student-athlete in the classroom, on the playing field, and anywhere in between. Learn more about Koa Sports at koasports.org. Koa Sports is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. Parkview Capital. Parkview Capital believes your financial strategy should reflect more than numbers. It should reflect you. As a trusted investment advisory firm, Parkview Capital partners with individuals and families to build and protect wealth. Parkview Capital personalizes strategies rooted in your values and long-term goals. Whether you're growing your portfolio or preserving a legacy, Parkview Capital crafts a clear, customized path to your financial future, one that evolves you. Parkview Capital, a proud supporter of the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts.
Well, after a nice ad read from our guy Sam Bergstrom, Brian Alves appears to be hopping back on the call.
Guess who's back?
Back
again.
again. There you go. On the same page. Dawson Weatherald out there for his second inning of work. He'll be working with a lead. And Brian, real quick, just a spark note type of summary. What did you see on that play at first base?
Yeah, so it looked like it was, for one, a heck of a play by Calabrese to skip that over to home plate, but I'm pretty sure Fricky, his foot initially came off the bag, but I'm pretty sure he got it back on by the time the runner got there. I think the reason they called him safe is because he initially saw his foot off the bag and just made a quick hindsight call that, thought was the best of his ability. But regardless, the Thunderbolts got the next out 2 pitches later, so no harm, no foul.
Only allowing one run, so not too bad.
Did they allow a run? I thought they got both out.
Yeah. No. Caleb Sturtevant takes ball 1. A run did score on that throw, so Senators lead at 6-5.
I thought they were able to get the first one out of the double play, and then they threw it over to the first.
Unfortunately, that was not the case.
Oh, okay.
Caleb Sturtevant working on a 2-0 count, though. Against Dawson Weatherall, he fouls it back, strike 1. Our guy Sam Camacho Jr. on deck. Checking in. Now Dwayne Wade doesn't have his LeBron, unfortunately. The only Miami guy left on this team.
It's okay. He can just be Giannis Antetokounmpo.
That's right. And that is going to be a hit by pitch for Caleb Sturtevant. He'll wear it off the elbow. Was not wearing an elbow guard, surprisingly. But either way, he's going to be just fine, handing his equipment up to our bat boy Thomas.
Well, you've also mentioned this, Pat, too, that, him playing third base and being from Miami, you might as well give him the Machado shout.
Yes. I credit that to Peter. He was the one that brought it up, and only when he was making some fantastic defensive plays. And it looks like we're going to get a pitching change here for the Southern Maryland Senators. Dawson Weatherall's day is done. after letting the leadoff man on base. That's going to be Scott Middleton initiating that change, and immediately that tells me he was willing to let Weatherald go out there for another inning. But if anything went slightly wrong, he was going to, make a line change. And the margin of error is so thin in games like these.
All right, so I'm looking back on the scorecard, and I'm still just slightly confused because it said Ben Rollison reached on the fielder's choice, which obviously he was safe at first.
Mm.
It said Kai Lewin advanced to third, Jack Ewert scored, and Zach Anderson was out at home. From my vantage point, that doesn't necessarily sound like that's what happened. The scoreboard is currently down as they're trying to get it back up, so I'm not sure if they counted that. I guess they did count that as a run. But I honestly thought that they got the out at home, and then they were trying to get the out at second, and they couldn't.
Yeah. Well, what happened was they got the out and home plate when the bases were loaded. Calabrese did get that force out, but then the throw to first pulled Fricky off enough, and the T-Bolts, defense kind of broke down for a hot minute, and that was enough time for another run to score.
Oh, okay, so he ran home after that.
Yes.
Oh, then that's crucial then. I think that that's unfortunate because then that probably should have been called a double play.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, I think Fricky got his foot back on that base after it came off for a second. So, that part I didn't realize. That is huge in this ballgame.
Mm-hmm.
Really unfortunate for the Bolts. One that they can't do anything about now, then just keep playing, but definitely could still be a tie ball game.
You got to take it in stride, and that's what the D-Bolts are doing right now. They have that tying run on, and Caleb Sturtevant, who has some wheels. I don't know how aggressive they want to be with him on the base paths, considering they're still semi-easing him back into game action from injury, as he has only DH'd since returning from said injury, and we may not see him play the field again this season. If he's going to be in the lineup, it is as a DH. And there seems to be some miscommunication. Camacho and the new arm, Will Green, not on the same page. So Camacho stepping out of the box. T-Bolt's got to get one run. First pitch fouled off by Camacho.
And I'm still just thinking about that play that the Senators scored to take the lead. That's so unfortunate. You're waiting to see whether it was called an out or safe, and the Senators just take advantage by running around the bases while they wait on the call. That's just so unfortunate.
Caleb Sturtevant is off, and he will be safe. So what a job. Right as I was speculating as to whether Caleb Sturtevant was going to do that, I knew it was in the bag. It was just that how comfortable was he taking off. And apparently so much so that he got in there no problem. As next pitch misses for a ball. On the 1-1 count. Makes it 2-1. And it seems like Will Green is getting another warning. That is the issue right now. Will Green is not making eye contact with the hitter, which you have to do as a pitcher. Both, the pitcher and hitter have to be on the same page. Will Green is working hard as Sam Camacho drills one out to center field. This might be a key sacrifice fly. It will be. Caleb Sturtevant reaches third base standing. So Camacho gave it a ride, not far enough, but he still puts a productive out on the board. So one out now for Joey King. And a runner on third. T-Bolt's down by 1, 6-5. King out of St. Olaf's College in Minnesota. However, he is a local of the area. Went to Winston Churchill High School. So perhaps some connections to head coach Brock Hunter. First pitch ripped foul.
All it takes is one swing of the bat, and you could tie it up again, and whether it's a sac fly or a ground out that gets into a right area, or even just a single, anything would really do it.
Well, a grounder might be a little tough because all the infielders are playing in, which makes all the sense in the world. Runner on third, less than 2 outs.
Well, it'd be really funny if it just skips over the head of one of the infielders.
Or hit it up the middle. There's a decent amount of area there. Joey King out in front once again, ripping it foul closer to the Senators' dugout, strike 2.
Yeah, you got to keep these. You got to keep these infielders honest. If they want to play this far in, you got to put something out above them, or as you said, rip it up the middle.
Or put it into the outfield. That's an option as well. And he gets it by the shortstop, Chase Fulford. There you go. That ball was hit hard enough to get through the infield, and Joey King comes through. The King now sits on the throne at first base.
Well, you know, if they weren't playing that far in, they probably would have been able to make that play. So, you know, sometimes that defensive adjustment can hurt you. That one was just hit so hard. There's no chance you can react that quickly when you're that far up.
So these two teams are trading punches. And Connor Fricky takes ball 1 outside. What a moment for Joey King. Feels like he can come up when you least expect it and make an impact in a big spot. It's exactly what he did. Fricky Wetz on the 1-0. Down low, ball 2.
Yeah, Joey King is just clutch. He's just clutch. That's really it.
Yep.
We always see his best in the big moments.
He had the walk-off against Bethesda earlier this season in a doubleheader. That was the only Silver Spring win against Bethesda, unless they change that number tomorrow, as Connor Fricky fouls away strike 1.
That one was important, too, because we might see a possible cancellation of one at least of 2 of those doubleheaders. We'll have to see, but the fact that you at least got one of those is a nice feeling against a really good Bethesda team.
That is hit over to Fulford. He's able to make a play this time. Really nice footwork. He's able to get Joey King, but Connor Fricky legging it out of the box. Will have no double play made on him. An important out number 2 for Will Green on the mound. Now he's going to have to face Aiden Prell, another unsung hero in big spots. And of course, the power threat Matthew Kim waits on deck. Shout out Matty K. Aiden Prell hits it up the middle for a base hit. Connor Fricky's going to round second and hold up there. Aiden Prell with a nice single to the big part of the field. Now has a spark for the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts with 2 outs.
With the way that he's been getting on base with the walks, it's nice to see him get about 1 hit a game at this point. Last week, he's been at least getting a hit or 2, plus usually a walk or 2. And when that is the at-bats that you're producing, you're going to stay in this lineup more likely than not.
It's a huge testament to him. He's been really patient waiting for playing time. First pitch to Matthew Kim, down low, ball 1. But he's still continued to show up, put in the work, and now it's paid off. Prell is playing more often than not on a week-to-week basis. Matthew Kim grounds it out to Fulford. He is going to take the short out at second. And Prell knew he was dead to rights. But the T-Bolts, they get the run back, courtesy of a Joey King single. Give him the crown, as some might say. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th, still in a tie ball game. And Brian, your guy will take the mound. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Finn Family Group. Dan Metcalf has long been a supporter of the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. Now he's at a new location. The Finn Family Group of perennial real estate. If you want to find that perfect home in the perfect community, the Finn Family Group is for you. The Finn Family Group believes in community, and they bring that sense of community when working with clients to find homes in the Silver Spring, Tacoma Park area. Call them today at 301-450-6999. The Finn Family Group is a proud supporter of the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. Athletic House. Athletic House on 18952 Bonanza Way in Gaithersburg is a promotional product distributor making mugs, pens, and T-shirts for advertisers. The Athletic House can supply your company with every possible promotional product from 3,000 suppliers. With so many ad specialties available, Athletic House can help leave a lasting impression with your customers. they'll create those long-lasting relationships with your clients as well. Athletic House, a proud supporter of the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts.
So E.J. Youngling will take over from Matthew Calabrese. I was shocked to see Youngling come out, not for any bad reason, just Calabrese is typically going 2-3 innings at a shot. So for Calabrese to only go one and turn things over quickly is not par for the course. However, he did load the bases with nobody out, so maybe that was the deciding factor. And E.J. Youngling is going to take over. And Brian, I must tell you that I was approached.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that was good. But I will say I was approached by a fan the other day at Blair, and it was shout out our super fan Chris. They were talking to me about the Star Wars reference and how they don't get it. So
they don't get it. All right, I'll explain it. So
in case they're listening,
E.J. Youngling, his last name. The only time I've ever heard the word Youngling is used in like the Star Wars term for like someone who's born with the Force, like a strong sense of the Force, and they're being trained to be a Jedi.
Okay.
So a Youngling is like the early stages of training as a Jedi. You eventually go from a Youngling to a Padawan to a Jedi Master to a Jedi Knight to a Jedi Master. So
wow,
that's where all the Star Wars puns come from.
I see. Well, now you guys have your answer. You are fully informed on the Star Wars puns. Although maybe they're not puns anymore because you had to explain it.
Maybe not.
So
I understand it. It's a little bit of a niche reference if you don't watch Star Wars. There, if you do watch Star Wars, you still might not understand it, but it's a deep hole.
You got the ladder all worked out. So that was a good explanation. Ball one is Youngling's first pitch.
And it's good to see EJ back in that relief role. He'd been kind of a miniature starter for a while, going about 3 to 4 innings, but he's back in a crucial spot, and I trust him.
Chase Fulford will get things started with a single, as these Senators will not go away. And right as you're hyping up Youngling, I assume that's what you're laughing at, is that your announcer jinx just will never go away. Although you're not bought into it anymore. You said that the other day.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with me, man.
Yep. You just keep telling yourself that.
I will.
So Chase Fulford, who was kept busy at shortstop, now is keeping the T-Bolts defense busy. Whoa. A lot of
He's going to be busy on the base paths, too.
He will be. James Lehman now takes ball one. We'll see what Youngling has. I feel like we haven't seen him in a while, but he's getting a shot here in high leverage. And it's high ball game, 6-6. Swung on and missed. Schmelzer's throw down is good. They throw Fulford out. The throw was just good enough, and I believe that was Matthew Kim on the back end covering second.
It was.
Put the tag right on kind of the front of his leg, right around the cleat area. And that is a huge first out for the T-Bolts to pick up.
I got to say, from my vantage point, it looked like he was safe, and that's coming from, the Thunderbolts announcer. But then again, I also thought Connor Fricke recorded that double play that would have taken away a run. So maybe a little bit of a reverse curse for both teams, evening out in a little bit of a way there.
Well, perhaps. Sure, the T-Bolts aren't complaining that time as Chase Fulford is gunned down by Kai Schmelzer. And now the count is 1-2 on James Lehman. He will take a pitch that had some good downward action on it for ball two.
Yeah, and Schmelzer has gotten a lot better at that throw to second base. Mason Keller had been the pure gunner at catcher, Kai Schmelzer with the pickoff moves. But Schmelzer recently, this past week, already 2 to 3 stolen guys. He's gotten stolen guys at second multiple times this week already. So
pitch is in the dirt, ball 3. And you would think if Chase Fulford was still on base, he would have advanced on that pitch.
Right. Well, that's why you love that gun down right there, because he could be on third right now.
Oh, yeah. Hindsight's 20/20. The full count. In there for strike 3. Lehman tossed the bat to the Senators' dugout as if he was ready to take his base, but instead he'll take a seat in the dugout.
Yeah, I think he was just giving his bat a head start over to the dugout, and maybe it was just too heavy on his shoulders. He wanted to throw it off.
Perhaps. Maybe
obviously trolling.
Trying to sell the pitch.
Yeah. No, I mean, that works a lot of times. If you throw the bat, the ump, if it's a 50-50 call, I might agree with you.
Yeah. And now Cole Rom, takes ball one. Either that, the ump can be sold on a batter's reaction to a pitch, or, he's not buying it, and he'll call the strike with confidence. That swung on and missed, strike one.
It's kind of like the hitter's variation of placing a pitch for a catcher. Like that's your way of trying to do your part in playing into the umpire's head.
Yeah. Catcher framing, that is an art, or maybe not anymore, because if Major League Baseball is going to go to ABS fully, as that's strike two into Youngling, or into Cole Rom from E.J. Youngling.
Well, I've even seen catchers this year in the MLB frame it in order to make it look like a ball to get them to challenge the pitch and end up losing their challenges.
Yeah. That is tapped by Cole Rom. It gets over the head of Iden Prell up the middle for a base hit. Gabe Pagase quickly jogging in as backup, picks it up, tosses it back in. And Senators aren't dead yet in this inning, putting the Spider Cole Rom on first.
That's just unfortunate. Just a nice blooper over the head of Iden Prell. Perfectly hit on an accidental play. But you'll take that every day of the week. That's how you win ball games. It's just getting a little bit of luck on your side when where you place the baseball.
So it's Jackson Hayes' turn. The man at the hot corner, that was a nice pickoff move. Really smooth tag from Connor Fricke. However, it is not in time.
Definitely had Rom fighting for his life to get back there. He'll probably think about how much he wants to lead off.
First pitch to Jackson Hayes, tapped foul for strike one. You can see the Yale helmet for the Bulldog. I would think that guy's pretty smart, Brian. I don't know about you.
He must be a smart cookie. Yale is not an easy school to get into.
One of 7 Ivies on the East Coast, and that's going to be thrown away. Cole Rom will take second. Almost thought about 3, however, throw didn't get far enough. So now the lone runner on base gets in a scoring position. How big would this be for the Senators to get one run across and try and shut it down in the top of the 9th?
Yeah, the first time these two teams played in Southern Maryland, and the only time was when Southern Maryland walked it off. They won that one 6-7. Right now it's 6-6. Similar tune being played. 3-0, the Thunderbolts led it, and then eventually the Southern Maryland came back and won that game. Same as what's going on so far, but it's tied up now.
Jackson Hayes, not sure about that call as he takes strike 2.
And, that's the bad thing, too, about, picking off at first sometimes is instead of getting a guy out in a chance where, it's a slim chance to get him, he heads over to second base because of the pass ball.
Hungling's going to look him back. That pitch just dive bombs out of the zone, ball 1.
We've seen that a good amount of times this year where the Thunderbolts try to get a little too ahead of themselves and forcing out off the base paths. It's not easy to do. It's a high risk, sometimes low reward.
I think it's high risk, high reward there.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You either pick them off or you don't. As Jackson Hayes fouls it off, stays alive.
But I think when the opportunity doesn't present itself too much, where it's about 1 in 5 chance every time you throw it back, but it's also a 1 in 5 chance that you throw it away, I don't know if you like those odds.
Well, like you said, you can't get too pickoff happy. Another 1-2. That is on the corner, strike 3. A huge job done by E.J. Youngling, channeling his inner Darth Vader on the road with some help from his defense, specifically Kai Schmelzer as the T-Bolts head to the top of the ninth, looking to get at least one run and try and win this ball game. They have played the Southern Maryland Senators really well, given how good the Southern Maryland Senators are. And we'll check back in here on the Thunderbolts Baseball YouTube channel, but not before a word from our sponsors.
Radio Tire Company. The Radio Tire Company on 9101 Brookville Road in Silver Spring specializes in balancing, repair, and installation of your car's tires. The Radio Tire Company has experienced technicians with a commitment to quality service, advanced equipment for balancing and installation, and comprehensive repair options. The Radio Tire Company on 9101 Brookville Road in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. Chuck Levin's Music. Chuck Levin's Washington Music Center at 11151 Veers Mill Road in Wheaton has been serving Washington musicians since 1958. Chuck Levin's is family-run and is famous for instrument sales and its repair facilities for guitars, woodwinds, brass strings, and electronics. Open Monday through Saturday from 10 to 6. Chuck Levin's Washington Music Center at 11151 Veers Mill Road in Wheaton, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts.
So it looks like 9-1-2 is due up in the T-Bolts order, as the backstop Kai Schmelzer had to take off his gear and get ready to hit. This game is still 6-6, and Will Green stays out there. They're going to trust him and his 13 pitches to try and be the driving force in this game. There are definitely some heavy hitters at the top of this lineup, one of which is on deck in Gabe Pagase. First pitch to Kai, taken for ball one. Every pitch is going to matter in this inning. You can tell that the T-Bolts dugout is invested in every millisecond, and that is hit out to left field, and it gets down. Kai Schmelzer with a ground rule double. You could not ask for a better start to the top of the ninth than Kai Schmelzer ripping a ground rule double down the line. Kind of got out in front of it, but it one-hopped the wall, and the T-Bolts have the leadoff man on.
Kai Schmelzer, I've said it all game, I've said it all week. The bat has come alive for this young catcher. You love to see it. He's now really dominating this second part of the season, this last part of the season. What a huge moment for the young kid.
There have been so many contributors to come into their own late. Kai Schmelzer being one of them, as you mentioned. Now Gabe Pagase will take a breaking ball for strike one, and so good that Kai Schmelzer was able to get it started in that manner, because you got 1, 2, 3 coming up, and these are going to be some of the best hitters that the T-Bolts have in the starting nine today, as Gabe Pagase takes strike two. Didn't seem to agree with the call there, but
yeah, he's been frustrated all night with some of these calls that he's been given. Him and Trent Lopez, both 1 and 2, have gotten some tough looks and tough reactions. You don't usually see that from these guys, but Gabe's still got to do the job. He's still got to bring in a run. Let's see if he can protect on 0-2.
Gabe is always a threat. I mean, we saw him create a run on his own in Metro South County. He will take outside ball one.
And the best thing, too, is now that he has a guy on second base, he's a leadoff guy. He's known for getting on base. So if you can even just move over Kai Schmelzer to third or score him, you getting on base yourself can create another run potentially.
The 1-2. That is hit out to right center. That could be enough for Schmelzer to tag, but it is not. Kai Lewin makes the catch, and it was a little too shallow for number 20 to move up 90 feet.
Kyler Wynn is just always all over the place. You know, he had that fantastic catch the last time these two teams played to rob Kai Schmelzer of a rightly deserved double. He got it right there, but Kyler Wynn, he just got there. As soon as the ball was hit, he was right on reacting to it. That probably would have dropped in front of him if he was any later.
Now it is Trent Lopez. He takes strike one. Feels like he's due to go back to his old form where he homered twice against this very squad. The 0-1 is popped up. It's going to go foul.
Yeah, unfortunately so far, it just hasn't been Trent's day. He's struck out 4 times in 4 appearances. He's in an 0-2 count right now. Really hope he's able to battle through it, but it's just a tough outing so far. He is a little rusty, hasn't played in a little bit.
Definitely an advantage pitcher in those types of counts, but Trent Lopez is going to start to work back 1-2.
Yeah, at this point now, you just stay alive, foul off anything that's near the zone, and then take the pitches that you can take. Try to get back into it.
Trent Lopez waits on a 1-2. He bangs it through the left side. That's going to be a base hit. Kai Schmelzer goes to third. I wasn't sure if the third baseman Jackson Hayes was going to make a play. And Trent Lopez finally breaks through. Puts runners on the corners for Caleb Sturdivant.
Yeah, he just couldn't go 0 for 5, could he?
No.
Especially with those first 4 at-bats not going the way he wanted to, 4 strikeouts. He started 0-2. He just couldn't go down that way. Glad to see that he got that swing to go his way. And, you know, that's a player that just can get hot real quickly. And that's a huge hit in the top of the 9th. We're going to get a mound visit.
Not just a mound visit. It's going to be a pitching change. Will Green's day is done. And the Senators are going to make yet another call to the bullpen on the backs of a Brody Juntanen 4-inning, 10 strikeout performance. They are now on their 4th reliever of the game. So less than optimal for Southern Maryland, but if they win this game, they are not going to be complaining one bit.
Yeah, the good news for them is I believe they get the off day tomorrow, and then they'll get another off day for the first round break that they rightfully earned by getting that 3 seed. So they can use a good amount of pitchers as all the guys are going to be able to get some rest here in the next couple of days. So this is one that, you know, you just want to win going into the playoffs. You already are kind of locked into that 3 spot, but momentum is a heck of a drug. And if you are able to win your last game against the Thunderbolts and you get to sit and just watch a couple of games in that first round and eventually find out who you play, that's something that you look back and be like, hey, we won that last regular season game, a hard-fought game against a team that was desperate for a win. That's one that can really help you. So I think the fact that they're using this many pitchers is probably because of rest.
Well, for a Southern Maryland Senators team that is consistently in the top 3 of the Ripken League power rankings, kind of, you know, going back and forth with the only crop dusters for the 2 and 3 spots as of late, but both ultimately behind the Bethesda Big Train. It's going to be Aiden Key. And the T-Bolts, on the level of competition note, they played these guys really well, specifically here at North Point High School. I mean, the first game between these two where the Senators hosted it, it was only a 1-run ball game. T-Bolts lost 7-6. So now Caleb Sturdivant has to come in the clutch here. Can the Millersville Marauder get it done? Only 1 out. And the first pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. Have to avoid the double play as well, because that would end this inning. Middle infielders playing back. Trent Lopez being held on at first base by Josh Sharonis. Jackson Hayes playing in as well. That might not be deep enough. Cole Rame able to get over there and make the catch. Schmelzer thought about it, but kind of tripped on his way to the plate, and he quickly retreats.
Well, this kind of reminds me, Patrick, this is almost exactly like the situation we saw the first time these two teams played.
Mm-hmm.
It was exactly 6-6 in the top of the 9th. The only difference, Sam Camacho came up in a bases-loaded situation. Wasn't able to get the run. And then the Southern Maryland Senators walk it off a couple of pitches later on a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th. But it's the exact same situation except no base runner on second.
Correct. And Sam Camacho's at the plate.
Unreal. Can't draw it up any better than that. Here's your time for revenge.
First pitch to Camacho is hit out to right center. Would have been helpful a pitch earlier, but Kai Lewin makes the catch. So the T-Bolts not able to get anything done in the top of the ninth. This game is still tied 6-6. And we'll take a quick break, go to the bottom of the ninth, as the Senators will look to walk it off once again here at North Point High School.
Wild Bill Sports. Wild Bill Sports is all about travel baseball and fun. At Wild Bill Sports, travel baseball is the journey players take to develop skills, increase confidence, and grow with integrity, both on and off the field. Wild Bill Sports also promotes community engagement and giving back. Contact Wild Bill Sports at wildbillsports.com. Wild Bill Sports is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts. Fetch Pet Care. Fetch Pet Care at 10111 Colesville Road in Silver Spring is your premier in-home pet care service. From dog walks, cat care, overnight stays, pet sitting, and medication administration, Fetch Pet Care provides services tailored to meet your pet's individual needs. Fetch Pet Care at 10111 Colesville Road in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts.
So they are going to trust E.J. Youngling to go back out there and compete. Try and send this game to extras here at North Point High School. Got to keep it locked tight if you are the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts in all aspects of this game. Clocking in here at 7:55 p.m. So this game almost at the 3-hour mark. Kai Schmelzer with a great throw down to second now that Youngling is done warming up. And the PA guy is fired up. I mean, this guy has brought the energy all night long. I have to acknowledge it. And we love it. First pitch from Youngling outside for ball one.
Well, you'll take ball one over a walk-off home run. That was the last time the first pitch of the bottom of the ninth in a 6-6 ball game happened in this stadium for these two teams. It's almost carbon copy in the top of the ninth. We'll see what happens here in the bottom.
Next pitch in there from Youngling is a strike on Zachary Anderson.
T-Bolts are going to have to at least go to extras to win this one. It's got to be E.J. Youngling and the defense behind him.
The catcher out of Binghamton looking for a big swing. He gets it. That will be foul, though. Stays in the yard.
My goodness. He's already had a home run today. He almost had a perfectly lined shot down the line, but just goes foul.
For my colleagues next to me, take a breath.
We shall.
That was just a long strike. That's all it was. You can't tell the difference in the scorebook. The 1-2. Nice breaking ball from Youngling outside.
We got a nice sunset rolling over here.
Oh, yeah.
At North Point High School. The air quality was a little bit low and poor like it had been the other couple of days, but it's looking nice right now.
That is popped up. It will stay in the yard. Gabe Pagase calling off the right fielder, Trent Lopez, and he makes the catch. So we are already further along in this one compared to the last contest between these two here in Waldorf, Maryland.
Jack, Big Country Ewart up to bat as called in by the PA. Just 2 more outs to go, and you send this one to extras.
Hey, that's the PA man's job, to get hype.
I love it.
And bring
he's
that
doing
juice.
A great job.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got to tell him.
We will. After the game, we'll make it a point to do so. And E.J. Youngling misses with that pitch, ball one.
You know, game respects game. You got to appreciate people who do their job well.
Jack Ewart playing left field in this game. He's going to hit it down the line fair. It is past the glove of Sam Camacho. Big Country rounding first, heading for second. And very similar to what Kai Schmelzer did, he's going to have a double. Wasn't a leadoff double, but either way, the winning run is 180 feet away.
And the guy who hit the grand slam is now up to bat with an opportunity to walk it off. Runner is in scoring position. Yeah. Kai Lewin, the last guy you want to see right now. Let's see if E.J. Youngling can just put him down. got to take it one batter at a time.
Kyle Lewin will wait on the first pitch. Sam Camacho playing far in. The rest of his infield mates a little bit farther out. That is grounded over to Connor Fricke, and it takes a tough hop. They are going to send that runner, and he will score. That will be game here from Southern Maryland. And it was a tough hop on Connor Fricke. He put a body on it. However, it sharply corralled the other way, so far behind Kim, or Prell, pardon. And that'll do it here in this one. Southern Maryland gets another walk-off. Big Country getting the Gatorade shower. And what an ending once again.
It seemed like it just had to be Kyle Lewin to walk it off, didn't it, after that grand slam? I mean, that total went up to 5 RBIs there. He had his own Trent Lopez type of performance here, except for the home team. And, you know, his was enough to win it. Same result as the first matchup. It almost seems like it was scripted, but just an unreal performance from Southern Maryland to pull it away.
So another hard-fought battle between these two teams that ultimately goes the Senators' way. T-Bolt's not able to pull out the win, but if you're this T-Bolt's coaching staff, you have to be happy with the way that the T-Bolts compete against such a good team. But ultimately, it is another loss in the books. The Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts dropped to 11-26 on the season, and the Southern Maryland Senators improve to 23-14 on their quest for a Ripken League title. They take home a very important win here against the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts, a team that has kind of had their number despite the records being what they are. And the winning pitcher is going to be Aiden Key for Metro South County. The loser, E.J. Youngling, for the T-Bolts, unfortunately, as we have a final score once again, 7-6 here in Southern Maryland. For Sam Bergstrom and Brian Alves and the rest of our staff here at this game, I'm Patrick Moran, and we'll catch up with you guys tomorrow for whatever action we can cover against the Bethesda Big Train for the last home games of the season before playoff time.
Thank you all.